100 that can't try to make it?
Well, I think, Tim, I think they have opposite field events for people that aren't in the top 50, I believe.
Yeah, I'm going to say, like, if you want to keep the young, amateur, up-and-comer stars, how you do it is you eliminate them from the $25 million prize pool for the 3 events.
Right.
I do not understand that whatsoever. It'll be good to watch. I just don't know if that's going to, help your young and-coming stars not leave the PGA when they're, basically excused from the biggest payouts.
There'll be some who can't get it done in the early years and maybe give up.
Yeah.
Well, I did say yesterday, I said this will be the least downloaded podcast we do because we talk golf.
We got Tom's face.
Yeah, you got Tom's face listening.
That's a topic you want to deal with. Yeah, be happy with everyone. We're doing them every day. There's going to be some you don't want to listen to.
Whoever said there's nothing new under the sun hasn't been to the new Press restaurant, located near Jefferson and 44 next to the Lucky Accomplice, and features the soon-to-be-famous Smash Pizza. What's a Smash Pizza? It's a pizza stuffed with toppings, pressed, then topped with even more local farm ingredients. Located just 5 minutes from our baseball, hockey, and soccer venues, Press is open Thursday through Monday with daily specials 4 to 6, and they can cater your business lunch or dinner, with delivery available on Postmates and Uber Eats. Who says there's nothing new under the sun? Check out the new Press restaurant today.
Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert, is with us. Ryan, we always have a soft spot in our heart for the military. I know you have done a lot to help the military over the years. What can you do to help them buy a home?
Oh, you're not kidding. We definitely at thehomeloanexpert.com appreciate all of the sacrifices that our service members have made over the years and continue to make to protect our freedoms and so we can live in this wonderful country that we have. And that's why we created the Hero Loan. If you have served in the military or one of your family members has served, you know about the VA loan, probably one of the best benefits of being in the military. The idea that you can buy a house legit with no money down. You can buy a house up to $2.5 million at the Home Loan Expert for no money down using your VA benefits. The problem in the past was there just wasn't a good lender doing VA loans. So they got a really nasty taste, but that's all changed. We can close VA loans in as little as 14 days. Think about that when you're talking about a refinance or a home purchase. Get the loan you deserve today by visiting HeroLoan.com, the only way to VA.
I spent 4 years in San Francisco.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPN-TFM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
Iggy's Drops of the Week.
Freeze like a cryogenic lab. Hoo-hoo, yeah.
I would have studied up more on Vaseline had I known that would have been
I don't like how the rich people get preferential treatment.
Yeah, I saw a grandpa at Circus Flora.
Did you?
He was a listener, so he looked pretty cool.
a first segment conversation.
You masturbate with Hawaiian Tropic, bro?
What?
Sunscreen?
So vivid, and yet so refreshing.
It's oil.
It was a healthy dollop.
Who's Ned Reynolds?
Now, somebody at the member
Super
guest
happy for
was, he couldn't stop talking to me about Riley Reid.
Huh?
If they gave out an award to get a member guest for best dressed, I'd have won that.
Walruses are encouraged to bring gentlemen lovers, preferably tops.
I'm good at what I do. Well, don't think.
So you were in the locker room. Did you shower with the fellas?
You've trained your prostate to milk itself.
You can even go against the grain and not nick the main vein.
Huh?
Would you rather have length or girth, Doug?
I don't think they're going just to visit Greg Norman and whatever he's packing. Jan.
She'd put her fingers in her dimples. Yeah. So there's that. No Hoosier would wear what I'm wearing.
Huh?
I can't do Tim's play-by-play. Tim is great at play-by-play on our matches. You can shut your trap. We have normal handicaps. Oh, digger.
We had our Westboro member guest, and I know that was a little more prestigious than what you just competed in.
What was that?
Can we get back to people riding Iggy's penis?
I don't know
What in the world is that about?
Huh?
That was Iggy's Drops of the Week.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan of TMA, and I am thrilled to have new clients on board Longo Biggs Injury Law. CD Longo and Doug Biggs. And Doug, the thing I want our audience to know is that you guys are local and you guys are different. Tell our audience how you're different.
Yeah, Tim, both CD and I are from St. Louis area, born and raised in the South City area or the South County area, and we are also thrilled to be part of the TMA family now. if anyone signs up with us for an injury case, their case is treated like they are family. We get to know you. We get to know the ins and outs of your case and make sure we represent you like you are part of our family. We're not like one of the large firms in the area who might take your case and just treat you like another number or another file. You'll get our personal attention. It's either CD and I who will handle your case directly. And if you are injured in an accident, please remember us. You can visit us at longobigs.com, and that's Bigs with 2 G's.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis. You're listening to the Ryan Kelly Morning After. We're in the Munganess St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. The broadcasters have entered the arena, and the arena is the Michelob Ultra Studios. And Mile, the text right when the microphones open, the texts come in rapid fire because people want to be the leadoff hitter.
What are they saying?
I just, in the top right-hand corner of my, what do you call it, laptop?
Yeah.
They just come firing in. Sup, Tim, good luck today. Thank you.
Oh.
That's from Hoosier Daddy. Mr. Licks, interesting that the 2 Sandals winners both posted on the fan page but refused to call in. Their profile pictures are almost too simple, too plain. I think there's a chance these 2 gentlemen are plants, and the tickets are actually going to Jackson so he can simp for another adult film star. That's Mr. Licks. Mourn, my nipples are hard, and I am excited. That's from Mitch Jackson on a lad's holiday in a man cabin Cumstein. Off to a great start today, fellas. First detergent, now stealing our leader Tim's throne. Unacceptable, crestfallen thief. That's Mr. 63011, and now there's a bunch more that have come in even since.
What did that mean? Your crown was stolen?
That was sent in by Mr. 63011. He has the speedy golf cart. I do feel like my chair is lower today. I'm still sitting on the phone books, but I do feel like, so how would Mr. 63011 know if my chair was stolen?
Unless it's coming from inside this building.
Yeah.
That was the segment that played before the show today.
Jackson's Dauber's down. Things didn't go well on the planes last night, Doug.
No, it did not.
Yeah. And for that reason, I'm not going to be much good to you today.
I'm a
win over the Panther.
Oh, boy, they looked horrible. I tried to watch some of the first half. It
was 19-2.
Yeah. And then they got down by like 30 in the first. I said, I'm not watching.
Yeah, sometimes you get your ass kicked. Simple as that. Happens throughout the season.
And they can't really say, well, at least we battled to the end, because they didn't battle. They just opened wide out. Oh, you'd like another layup? Here you go.
Jackson, are you mad at me as also a hashtag true son that I bet on Auburn last night?
No. We talked about it before the game.
It's business. I saw it. I had to take advantage of it. Yeah. I apologize to all my good friends at tigerboard.com and powermizzou.com.
Yeah, we talked about it before the game. We were texting about the line, and it was like, we both agreed the hungry dog runs faster, and Auburn was starving.
You like that? The hungry dog?
I don't like it, no.
Well, Illinois can't beat Penn State. I feel like
41, Jalen Pickett, what up?
It seems like really fat dogs are the ones that are going to be hungry all the time, and they're not going to run faster than a greyhound or a whippet.
Oh, greyhounds run faster than anybody, and they're starving.
Yeah, but what Doug said, they're not going to run faster than...
Not faster than a fat dog.
You don't think a greyhound's going to run faster than a fat dog?
Yes.
Nurse?
That's what I meant. But
they race greyhounds.
I'm saying the fat dog is hungrier.
Okay, fair enough. I see the greyhound's ribs. Either way, Auburn needed that win to save their season. Mizzou was kind of free-rolling, so... Scoreboard reflected that.
Now, greyhounds are nice dogs, but if they lose, if they're not good, a lot of them were put down, which seems terribly unfair.
Your thoughts on greyhounds being put down? Call in.
Big greyhound adoption program that they set up.
6369004 TMA. Stephen Wildwood directing this to me. Go die, Benedict Arnold. Stephen Wildwood, not happy with my wager.
No.
I just wish that ass kicking would have come against anybody but Auburn. I do not like Bruce Pearl.
I don't either.
Ugh.
That's something Missouri and Illinois fans bond over.
He just kind of reeks sleaze, doesn't he? You just figure he's always...
Plus, there's the reputation.
He's up to something.
Up to no good, growing up in the hood. Compton's Most Wanted, 1991, from the Boys in the Hood soundtrack. Is that correct?
I don't know the soundtrack, Tim.
It was Boys with a Z.
And even when he's up by 20, 25, he's still up and screaming and yelling at the officials and everything.
He's coaching, Doug.
Yeah. I think your demeanor has to change when you got the game in hand.
No, he's a nice guy. Leave him alone.
Your thoughts on Bruce Pearl being a nice guy? Call into the Steve Schmidt Kia North County phone line, 636-9004-TMA. This is something that we discussed with the Colonel, and I'm observing it more now because it's the first time Missouri's been really relevant this late in the season in a while. I mean, they were in the tournament in 2018.
Feels like it, yeah.
But, Jackson, that didn't really feel like a great year. They were an 8 or 9 seed. They lost to Florida State. Florida State went on a great run, but I didn't think that was a great Missouri team. How do you view it? Just compare and contrast. Give me 10 seconds because revisiting 2018 Missouri.
They also went to the tournament in 2021, but
2021
COVID year.
Yeah, with Porter.
That's right.
No, not Porter.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, Porter came back and took a shot or two.
That was Jeremiah Tillman, and 2018 was with Michael Porter. 2021 was with Xavier Pinson, Jeremiah Tillman, Drew Smith, those guys. 2018 team was good, but Jordan Barnett's situation right before the tournament was a real problem, and it kind of fell off the rails towards the end of the season. They were kind of holding on by a thread.
Point being, this is my observation. That's only 5 years ago, and Missouri was an 8 or 9 seed. Don't recall. Jackson might recall. Point being, they were in the 8 or 9. Is that I observe, and the Colonel observed this as well, that we're treating college basketball games with the same kind of importance that an NFL or a college football game gets treated. Not we, I think a decent number of people. And this is just kind of the way that it works. You're going to lose these games on the road. K-State, for example, has had a hell of a year. They lost last night to Oklahoma. Pretty healthily, too, not to the level of Missouri. Same deal with when Missouri lost to Mississippi State. It's just kind of part of the deal. But big picture, Doug, X-axis, Y-axis. Do you see the X-axis? Do you see the Y-axis?
Yeah, nice axis.
The trajectory, while there will be peaks and valleys, is still moving in a positive direction.
Yeah.
And if you win on the road against Auburn, you stole one, but you did steal one 3 days earlier against Tennessee. And the trajectory continues to move upward. Also, versus, Doug, here's that X-axis. There's a Y-axis.
I see the X-axis.
The blue is what the actuality is. What color would you like the projection to be? The red is the projection, and I would tell you the reality is above the projection. And so to have the reality moving in a better direction than the projection, in addition to it has wins on the road against Tennessee, neutral site win against Illinois, home wins against Kentucky, Arkansas, and Iowa State. These are part of the deal. College basketball teams lose on the road. And, yeah, you're going to have a terrible loss here and there. This is really their first time. I realize against A&M that the score was hideous, but they were down, I think, by 4 points.
Yeah.
You know, later in the second half. I don't know. I just don't get worked up over it.
Can't.
But it's got nothing to do with being a Missouri fan. It's just kind of part of the deal. The 1994 Missouri team that was a number 1 seed got blown off the floor by Arkansas when they were in the, I guess that was probably Big 8, actually. It wasn't even Big 12. It was Big 8. So it's just kind of part of the deal. It happens. Kansas has had some terrible losses this year. Alabama is an incredible team, and they lost by
25 to Oklahoma.
Right. It just kind of. So here's my premise. As Gabe said, and I subscribe to the gospel of Gabe. For whatever reason, I guess maybe it's social media. I don't know. And now everybody and their brother has a podcast. That the only way to really get attention is if you present whatever happened most recently as this dramatic, either incredible win or disastrous loss, when in reality it's just part of the process. That's all. Thank you. And come taste me. I didn't know how to wrap it up, and I felt like that was the best way to do it.
I agree for the most part, but if you're going to be a tournament team, you got to get your share of road wins. You got to win some on the road.
They just beat Tennessee.
I know. I'm saying Missouri's a tournament team. And there are some who are going to be on the bubble and not get many road wins at all. And the good teams, the top 20 teams, they're getting their share. And it's not easy. That's
to an extent, but yeah, even some of the better teams can look totally different. Kansas looks so much different on the road than they do, obviously, Missouri fans.
That thing's a phenomenon at Allen Fieldhouse.
Yeah, but they are different at home. They're home dogs, that's for sure.
They're still 20-5, so they're getting some wins on the road.
Yeah, but, you know, they struggle against the really, really good teams on the road, and that's what Missouri somehow, the best team they play on the road this year, they won.
Doug, I know your goal is to do this show for a minimum of 20 more years.
Oh.
But if you would like to have some semblance of an exit strategy, if you can find a Kansas game where they're down by about 8 to 10 points at Allen Fieldhouse with 6 to 8 minutes remaining, live bet about 50% of your assets on Kansas money.
Everything I own?
50%.
Okay.
But you'll get home.
They bring
Trust
their own
me.
stripes, do they?
I don't know how to explain it, and I'm not even really anti-Kansas all that much. I just have observed it now for 30 years, and it's quite a phenomenon.
The game was invented there, so they have to get all the boost.
Oh.
I hate when super fans cry about refs. It's annoying. That's from Mr. Licks. I don't think Jackson was crying about the refs.
Not in the there's nothing the refs could have done to save the real Tigers last night.
No, last night it was a case of the hungry dog runs faster.
Yeah, bingo. I mean, Auburn was, if they lose that game, they're probably not in the tournament. If it continues the way it has. Losing 6 of 7 is no good.
The Rams were a loss. I'm a block away from the parade, and people lined up. That's from Mudjack Mike. Doug?
The Rams were a loss. I'm a block away, and people are lined up for the parade. What the hell does that mean?
Are we having a parade on Olive to honor
The Rams?
TMA and the Rams?
Didn't they just have a horrible season?
Wasn't good.
Yeah.
A lot of the players decided not to play in the second half.
And he lives just a block away. I'd say go ahead and go to it. You don't have to park anywhere. It's a very good comment to make right now.
Mr. Licks has just issued an apology. He said I misunderstood.
All right.
Forgiven.
Tim, the real question is, why does it feel like Mizzou will play an Auburn-type game in a tournament? Jackson and I actually discussed this on Balloon Party. For example, let me give you this mindset.
Okay.
I'm going to frame it for you. The St. Louis Cardinals. Your expectations, most likely the majority of the people listening to the show, not everybody, are Cardinal fans, want to see the Cardinals do well. Your expectation is that the Cardinals will be in the postseason. Now, I recognize a part of that in 2023 is they are in a dog crap division. But based on the body of work historically, in particular over the last 23 years, that is the bar. The Missouri Tigers, on the other hand, much like the St. Louis Blues up until 2019, have a history of not just coming up short of hopes/expectations, but doing so, Doug, in a Hindenburg-like fashion.
Oh. Where they blow up and everybody burns alive, okay.
For example, yes. In
little drastic.
In the north end zone, oftentimes.
Oh, the humanity.
That's right. That's where the Hindenburg lands.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why Missouri fans feel the way that they feel, and or the Colonel keeps monitoring whether or not that he's doing it, but he's just saying this is what they have to do in order to get into the tournament. I mean, you would have to collapse in order to not get into the NCAA tournament. Also, part of the NCAA tournament is there's going to probably be a 3 seed. There may be a 2 seed, but certainly a 4 or 5 seed that will have had an incredible November through first couple of weeks of March, and their season will be over against a school that you may have never heard of.
Because they didn't hit the free throws.
That's right. And that's the nature of the beast. And Missouri also, in addition to a number of disastrous situations in football, have had a wide variety of disappointments in the first round of the NCAA tournament. And this goes back well before Norfolk State. That was kind of a theme in the 1980s. I don't know if you remember that, but there were a bunch of first round.
Oh, sure.
And then there was Northern
Iowa
That
clipped them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got clipped.
Yeah, and the NCAA tournament games also aren't road games. You know, Mizzou was on the road last night.
Yeah.
Neutral site's a whole different beast. It's who's the best team right then and right there.
That win at Tennessee, that was the kind of thing that happens against Mizzou. That's not the kind of game that Mizzou usually wins.
Right. They have 2 of those this year. They got UCF and they got Tennessee now.
Yep. Incredible. Yeah, but that's it's just going to happen. Sometimes you get your ass kicked. You move on to the next one. One game does not define a season.
Doug should have been at Columbia Regional Airport last night holding these kids accountable when they landed. And you consider yourself a journalist? That's from Steve in Wildwood. Sounds like that's the makings of a mic drop.
I never one time considered myself a journalist. I was just a sports guy. Not a whole lot of journalism going on.
I was about to say, who is a sports journalist in St. Louis? I'm not doing this to take a shot, but I'm honestly...
Well, they're for the teams. I mean, you have Rutherford. Would you consider him a journalist or a reporter, writer? I don't know what. Are they all in the same league?
I think that's a good play. That's a good play.
Yeah,
I mean, the
I think
Athletic
Derek
is
Gould. I'd put
Mm-hmm.
Derek Gould in that category too. But I think even Rutherford would acknowledge, especially over the last month. We talked about this either when he's going to be with us at 9:00 today. Maybe we'll ask him. Hell, I don't know. We'll probably forget by that time. That he's had a little bit more edge here lately.
Well, what we are is show people.
Right, gypsies.
Yeah. We're performers, burlesque artists.
Sluts for hire.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. So journalists, no, I did not go to Columbia. I have a feeling there was probably somebody there reading the riot act as they got off the plane. By then, the players had completely forgot about it.
Some guy with a dog avatar on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Probably in his 60s or 70s.
The players
Drunk as hell.
Players got home thinking, is it too late to still go out tonight?
Tim, you bet on Auburn. Did the book pay your winnings, or did they refuse and say it was none of your business as to why they wouldn't pay? That's from KG in O-Town, who will be running the board on Friday.
Oh, well, that'll be a crisply run board. Did he win a bet and didn't get paid for it?
I think it's in reference to what is now known as the unfortunate Croatian wager.
Oh, that's where you bet on a team to win, they win, and you lose your bet.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jamie Burkhardt, Doug, you know him from Munganess.
I do,
Acura,
yeah.
Alton Toyota, sponsor of our 7 o'clock hour, the Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown, and he gives out the secret number. Do you happen to have the secret phone number around?
I do.
Because you can text the Muckety Mucks?
Yes, 314-252-0029. You call that number, you go straight to the Muckety Mucks.
Call or text. That's the secret number for our audience. And you can go shopping right now at stlouisacura.com, altontoyota.com. Get your car fixed or maintained, repaired, whatever, even if you didn't get it from Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota. He texted me yesterday, and he said, "What is your Venmo? I'm going to send you the $250.
Oh.
And I said, Mr. Burkhardt, sir, while I couldn't be more appreciative of your offer, that is not going to be accepted.
Oh, no.
And therefore, I shall politely decline.
Yeah. Haven't they done enough for us already?
No. How much more can you give us, Big Mac? 9898, Joe Buck.
Right. Traxel on the mound?
I think it was.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so
Mike
the bet
Morgan
will
the
go
day before.
unpaid.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
I have no problem with it.
Yeah.
Listeners seem to have problems with it, though.
Now, why would they have problems with it?
Well, there was just a text about it.
It's KG in O-Town. He's not a listener. He works here.
Really?
He'll be on the board on Friday.
Well, good. He'll make 25.
He'll be staring at you the entire
Is
time.
KG going to run the board or am I?
Oh, your pick. Sadie Hawkins, Doug, or you want to run the board?
Jackson runs the board.
He's never run the board like while we're in there. So I don't want
He only does it when we're international.
Yeah, because it's actually somehow easier.
That's right.
Huh. Well, one of you will run the board.
Yeah, regardless, that was...
Jackson will be in here.
Continue.
You don't want KG in O-Town in the studio, it sounds like.
Well, whenever Plowsy is in here, Jackson usually runs the board. So Jackson come in and he can be on the air more from here, and
But now we got this new fellow who likes doing it.
part-time guy can go back there.
If he wants to do it,
He part-timed him. He part-timed him.
I prefer to be in the Gordon Watkins booth, so if he wants it, it's all his.
Oh, okay.
Well, big moment. Listeners, would you rather have KG in O-Town run the board or Jackson run the board? People like Jackson firing the drop. Jackson just starts playing drops for his own amusement.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's always a good play.
I don't really care. Fire it away. There's never a sentence that couldn't use a good drop at the end.
Well, all right. Yeah, we have drops aplenty. I hope we hear some in this show.
And let me explain this, too, from last year.
The anger's starting to come out.
No, just trying to make sense of it all, why they care.
Okay. All right.
Last year's deal was Jamie kind of like Cletus. You know, I play these $200 matches. Cletus backs me. If he wins, I give him half of it because Cletus only wants half. He didn't want any. I said, no, you're getting half. But Jamie was my backer. I played. He put up the money. And if I win, it's Jamie's money. It's not my money. If I would have won last year, Jamie would have got $1,250, not me. So there you go.
Doug, there it is.
Okay.
Jamie backed me, but it was Jamie's money. Now, knowing Jamie, to probably donate it to Make a Mar Foundation. But it was his money. I told him that. I said, well, if you win, it's your money. You put the money in. You get $1,250 if I win. So that's all he was backing me.
Okay.
Now back to you guys.
Oh gosh, sound like that this was built up. That
Back
you
to
were
the texters. Well, I'm just
carry this with you overnight or something.
It's like it is our business. Why you didn't pay? Well, you weren't part of Pick 6. Why was it your business?
Who's
Frank, do you like chocolate bunnies?
Well, I think if you just read the part-times.
Oh, he's called the part-times
text
now.
again. What he just said. He's asking about the money.
And why are we so bitter with KG and O-Town?
I didn't start anything.
Part-time is a really funny nickname, though.
Well, I mean, that's what he is. I mean, when we need him, he fills in and then he goes home.
Well, it sounds like you're not impressed with that role.
What is nothing to be impressed about? What do you want me to do? Do jumping jacks?
Well, I think so, yeah.
It wouldn't be bad on the YouTube.
Can I film it?
You're a bitch.
I could probably do
It's an
5.
all-time favorite of mine.
One of the best.
He came in off the street cold and learned how to do some things. Marketed the show a little bit, learned how to run the board.
He saved my ass in Jamaica. I wouldn't have been able to go.
That's right. That is true.
I mean, you got to thank him for that.
Oh, we're very appreciative of him. Nothing.
What do you want out of me?
I don't know. I just like to see you throw some hosannas at his feet. Not going to happen, I guess.
No, I mean...
Seems like there's some kind of feud developing.
There's no feud. I just... You start taking over Pepper Genie, saying, I'll get sponsors. He hasn't done anything. I mean, who asked you to do that?
Oh.
And he starts posting a picture of his email from Tommy about working the board here, and I got my fob card. Take that. I mean, it's just jab after jab after jab. So, you want to play that game? We'll play it.
Oh, wow.
Gosh.
My God.
It's nice to have a fob card, though. Yeah.
Could someone please get Cletus on the line to check and see that he actually gets paid? That's from Starfish Street, who sounds like he's skeptical that Cletus gets
again, none of your business.
Major surgery was needed to fix the Canucks.
The Canucks?
Yeah. Well, Cletus is listening. If he's not up on a scaffold, call in.
He might be up on some scaffolding?
Well, depending on what windows he's putting in today. He's usually up in the air putting windows in.
Is he?
Yeah, if he's listening, he usually has a radio up there. Pick up the phone, call in, Cletus, give him the number. Jackson or Doug.
Doug?
Anyone who's got the number.
Nurse?
Doug?
I don't have the number.
You asking for the phone number for the show?
Yeah, call in.
636-900-4TMA.
Steve Schmidt, Kia North County Phone Lines. Wonderful sponsor.
Yeah.
There you go, Cletus, call in.
Stephen Wildwood says, I will sponsor the music show with Munganass as long as Iggy does the show on Saturday, and then you guys play it 5 months later. Also, please get KG and O-Town in here ASAP. That's Steve and Wildwood.
Get him in here for what?
So this music show...
Steve, the action's on you. You can call in.
This music show has some legs?
It does.
I just need somebody to tell me we got sponsors. When you want to start it?
I know Munganast is interested. Jamie's captaining that ship. Barb, who is a wonderful salesperson, has been working with them on it. Sounds like Stephen Wildwood's interested.
Yeah, I mean, if Barb wants to sit down, I got some ideas how we can get some other sponsors. As far as things I'll do, maybe Artist of the Day. I may take some requests. The request of the day, if your song gets played, maybe you win concert tickets.
Sick.
All kinds of things I can do to get sponsors involved.
Huh.
I just need the go-ahead. Yeah, you can do it. We pick a day, we start.
This is really where your passion lies, isn't it?
What?
Being a DJ on a music show.
I really have no passion or anything.
Oh.
No, I enjoy music. I love music. And if I can come in here and spin, it wouldn't be any kind of genre. You know, each station has a genre. I mean, it could be 105.7 is alternative. You got KC Classic Rock, The Arch Pop, WIL Country. This will just be a mishmash of anything I want to play.
Oh.
I may play Grand Funk Railroad followed by Miley Cyrus's Flowers.
Really?
You never know.
But you won't really be spinning anything. You'll just be hitting some buttons.
Somebody will be hitting buttons. I won't.
Oh. So now it requires a board guy as well.
Well, the margins have just been reduced on the venture.
Well, I've already said.
In contract.
I've already said if there's any money involved, I'll give the money to the board op. If Flowsy wants to come in and do it, he'll get paid for it. station will make money.
Maybe it would make sense to learn how to run the board so you get to keep all the money yourself. That's out of the question, isn't
helping
it?
out Plowsy. Make some money to come in here. You can be my sidekick.
I love being a sidekick.
You up for that, Plowsy? Working another day?
You know, I don't care.
Really?
You seem surprised.
Well, a lot of camping trips on Saturday for you.
Yeah, I mean, I will be. I mean, I'm sure I'll be out.
You can voice track it out.
Big Tuft is interested in placing a wager, it sounds like. Hey, guys, this music show is 100% not going to happen if the burnt salmon, what did you say, croquette?
Yeah.
Has to lift one finger or contribute one tiny bit of planning or effort. He had the opportunity to DJ on Keishi, but couldn't reschedule his fake vacation. That's from Big Tuft.
Well, I was on vacation. I wasn't working on this show because I was on vacation. Doesn't mean I'm not going to go work on another show. Is that hard to understand?
No, well, I guess not.
And that was a 1-week deal. This could probably last a little while. What do you mean it won't happen? I've already told you I'm willing to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Jackson, grab my live read. Doug, give Cletus my phone number. Tim, double-check my inspection of Prod Joe's Instagram catalog. Jesse, send the gifts. Tina, fetch my coffee. Thanks. That comes from I no longer wish to communicate. Sorry, wrong platform.
Well, it's Jody who got my coffee. Why don't you get the names right? And I didn't ask. She offered because the coffee machine was broken at the time.
Yeah. You don't consider yourself high maintenance, do you?
Not at all, Doug. No. Jackson had the printer. I don't have a printer. I don't have access to printing something from my phone. Jackson did it for me. Thank you, Jackson.
Yeah.
Happy to help.
Jesse sent out the prizes. Thank you, Jesse.
Well,
She's a great promotions director.
Yeah.
Delegating is
I
key.
have no access to the... I delegate nothing. I have no access to the prizes.
Chad Dad is in the YouTube chat.
Hey, Chad.
And he's applying. There's TMA sabermetrics. This is interesting. I didn't know this. Where do you get this stuff? Is this Bill James?
Yeah.
Chad Dad is Bill James. He says KG is the Jose Oquendo of TMA. Also, Jackson's wins above replacement is higher than Iggy's and Plowsy's put together. That's from Chad Dad, who's running sabermetrics.
Sounds like a douche.
Who's getting the league averages of wins in HD2 radio?
Absolutely.
Well,
Who's the lowest performing member in show's history?
I'll agree with the latter.
I got to have Lars Newbar over here.
Jackson does 10 times more work than I do.
What's my barrel rate?
Yeah, you barrel him up nice like.
Yeah, square him up if nothing else.
Loomster, who finished second in the Fan Page Club Championship, and I think he was nominated for Listener of the Year at the year-end awards.
Yeah, if he'd have won, he probably would have. If he'd have won the Fan Page Club Championship, he probably would have been.
Would have been Listener of the Year?
Yeah.
Boy, he would have been having to beat Chris Heck, who's just a bomber. No chance this music show happens. Thanks, Loomster.
Well, we'll see, won't we?
When do you think it might debut?
God, you're as bad as them.
I'm just asking. When might this show
I don't
begin?
know. I said, just let me know when you want to start, and I'm good to go. I can't just pick a date. I'm just going to come in here on Saturday in 2 weeks and start playing music. I don't have the
And this would air on the
authority.
TMA app?
Probably it'd air live. Just like this show's airing live, it would play live. Instead of getting a TMA all day at noon on a Saturday, you turn on your dial and you're going to hear me playing music.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is, Michael.
It just wouldn't be on YouTube. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Hey, Tim, I'd like to replace Iggy on Pick 6 next year, and I will collect if I win, act like I quit, and not pay if I lose. Thanks. That's from Harrison's brother, Master.
Yeah, you can be part of it because I won't be.
I really like
Fill it up with whoever you want.
It is real life.
Mr. Lick says he is willing to wager the Loomster that the music show happens. So now we got action. Mr. Licks versus the Loomster on a wager.
How about that?
Loomster?
Then how many episodes do we have to have before we realize it's really a show and not just a one-day thing?
Well, if we have sponsors that sign 6-month contracts, year contracts, it's going for at least that long.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a show that's going to be so bad you take it off the air. It's just going to be music and some banter.
And you in the role of Casey Kasem.
Yeah, probably Rick Dees.
You gotta hit the post.
Hit what?
Hit the post.
What does that mean?
You've never heard that term?
Hit the post.
Means there's background music. They're building up to the first lyrics, and you stop talking right when they start singing.
That's the post.
Donnie Fandango's really good at that.
Yeah, so the technology here kind of gives you a timer for how long you have until the beat's going to kind of drop. So you can kind of do it a lot easier.
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that. I'll just talk about the song and then hit it.
I kind of want to hear you hit the post.
Oh, maybe I will.
But that's something I'm going to have to learn.
Maybe we'll get it sponsored. Iggy hitting the post.
I guess we could practice before we really go live on the air with it.
We'd have to find a song that's got a little instrumental at the beginning.
Yeah, most of them do.
The bet is not whether it will happen. The bet is how quickly before Iggy finds an excuse to weasel out of doing it. That's from Susie Cream Cheese.
If it's sponsored, I won't weasel out of it.
There you go.
We weaseled out of Pepper and Genie because we were tired of doing it and there were no sponsors, so there's no sweat off our ass.
Oh, watch your language.
Can we get some verification that Mr. Licks is not betting with his father-in-law's credit card? That's from Carlos Spicy Wiener.
Yeah, we don't know that for sure. Well, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
30 years in radio and Papa does not know what hitting the post means. Jesus, that's from Jackson's good friend, Sweet, Sweet Kai.
Well, 30 years of radio, I've never done music.
Sweet, Sweet Kai.
I don't really hit the post in this.
Yeah, Sweet Sweet Kai talking out of turn. Mm-hmm. I'll let him know. I got you, Eggs.
Yeah.
I don't really care. There's not many hitting the post here in sports radio. Yeah, why don't you play a clip, and then I'll talk right before the chief says something. I'll hear some dead air. And now we go to the chief. He's got something like, well, it was a good game, yeah.
Craig Berube was anti-Valentine's Day last night in his post-game comments.
Why?
I thought that was wonderful sentiment.
What did he
a lot
say?
of people could get behind. I don't think we have. I don't know if that sound is in our system, but I can pull up the quote for you if you're interested. I'm buying time
This
right
Blues
now.
bunch is on a roll.
Well, ever since
Two
they traded Tarasenko, they're 2-0. And what a great night to do it with a press box full of scouts. And there is O'Reilly and Barbashev shining bright like a diamond. Here is what Craig Berube had to say regarding Valentine's Day. Did you get your Valentine something? Are you a Valentine's guy? Nope. No. Nothing. So she gets nothing? And he said, well, I sent her something. She's in Philly, but no, I don't like it. Yeah, whatever. It's another made-up thing.
Wow.
Who asked that question?
I don't know. I'm reading Lou Korak's.
Sound like a Cal May question. Would you say Valentine's Day is big for you?
I will gape that sweet, sweet Kai. Thanks. That's from the recovering alcoholic.
No, he won't. He won't. He's all bark, no bite. As far as I know, he hasn't gaped a soul.
Clip that off.
If he did it, I would at least respect
But
it.
It would be in the papers if he did
You're
it.
saying Sweet Sweet Kai is amenable if he was not talking out of his ass.
One more time?
Nurse?
Well, you're saying he's all bark, no bite, but if he was actually being serious, Sweet Sweet Kai would be up for that?
Probably not, but the effort, I guess, would be at least noteworthy. Otherwise, he's just talking. He's not the hungrier dog. He's not running faster.
Is it okay if I pick a bone here?
Oh.
I wanted to do it yesterday.
Whose bone are you going to pick?
Yeah, let's see. Okay.
Springfield had a big weekend.
Springfield,
Missouri. They had the PBA tour in town with Jason Belmonte. All the big names were there.
That draws huge crowds.
I don't know who was there. Flanagan would know. He was covering it. But then they also had a Comic-Con. Missouri Comic-Con was there. And there was a friend who was looking for tickets because Saturday was sold out. So I said, I know quite a few people in Springfield. Let me make a few calls.
Nice.
Made 5 phone calls. One person got back to me. The man who used to run the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame, Gerald Andrews, who I'm good friends with. He's a great guy. He retired a few years ago, but he got back to me. And he said, let me make a call. I know the girl over there at the convention center. Let me see what I can do. And he said there's no tickets to be had. So the best I could do is put it on a waiting list for Saturday, and as soon as something opens up, they would get them. I said, but then they have to drive 3 hours and may not get tickets. He said, yeah, that's fine. At least he tried. Other 5 people never called me back. I will remember that.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, wow.
I will remember that. 3 of the people I used to work with at Jock. Another guy I did a golf show with.
These are people in Springfield proper.
Yeah. And one guy worked for the newspaper. No calls back. So I'll remember that. I put that in the back of my mind.
You're really angry about it. You called for free tickets and they didn't return your call?
I didn't say I need free tickets. I said I got a favor to ask. Give me a call. I got something to ask you. I didn't say I need tickets. Call me. So I went specific. But don't call back. So I remember that. I at least, when people call me or DM me, I get back to them. I don't just ignore them, even if I can't get them whatever they ask for. I'll say, I'm sorry, I tried. I can't find anything for you, though. If something comes up, I'll let you know. At least I get back to them.
Sure.
Not even a call back. So I'll remember that.
These people will pay a dear price for what they did.
Next time you call me, Iggy, can you come on and talk Cardinals?
Now, how often does that happen?
At least 3 times a year they want me on the station.
The Springfield station does? Really?
Yeah.
With Ned?
Last time was with Ned, and I forgot.
Wow.
I forgot.
Oh. So that's why they're upset.
Could be. Tom Ladd called me and said, "Can you join us?" I said,
"Is he related
sure."
to Frank?
No. And I said, I have to text and remind me, or else I'll forget.
Pete Ladd was with the Brewers when they played the Cardinals in '82.
I think I remember that now. Ernie the Cat Lad.
Oh.
Is that who this is?
No, he's the program director.
Oh.
He's the one that told me about the meeting with Ned Reynolds where he said, he's more popular than me. I can't work with him. I want him out. Tom was the one that told me. He was in that meeting, and he told me that took place. But I said, you're going to have to text me to remind me because I'll forget. And it was during the show, and I had my phone off. No, it was after the show, and I was back in the old studio editing. And I didn't see the message, and it was like 11:15. I'm leaving. I checked my phone. He called me at like 10 o'clock. You coming on? So I apologized. I said, I really slipped my mind. I forgot. But yeah, I'll remember that. I'm very good about getting back to people. If you don't return my call when I call you, I remember things like that.
You think they might be listening right now and get the message loud and clear?
I don't know, maybe.
This was kind of a hijacking. It's kind of a completely different subject.
Well,
the whole show is hijacking.
We were asked if Iggy could pick his bone here. And we said, you know what, go ahead. Bone, pick away. And it's been, I think it's been tended to now, sneezing, displeasing.
Mm-hmm. Because clearly you're upset by this.
It did upset me.
That somebody wanted free tickets to a Comic-Con, what is it, a party? Or?
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those Marvel heroes and things, cosplay.
And so some people in St. Louis were disappointed that you couldn't come through.
They weren't disappointed. I just said I would see what I can do.
Jackson, here is your title for segment 1. Old man pouts because people won't give him free stuff. That's from Hedonism Chop.
A little worthy.
Well,
try to consolidate that.
Willing to pay.
Give him hell, Iggy. I'd love to hear the Sinbad interview followed by Heaven and Cheryl Felcher's top hits on a loop every weekend on the TMA Sinbad All Day app. Thanks. Tim, is it okay if I pick a bone here? Nerds from around the world gathered in Springfield to read comic books and go bowling, and ain't nobody called my phone back. That's from... Oh, that's the name.
I got something in my throat.
Put that off. It's
What's
very
in there?
emotional.
I don't know.
Coffee ground.
That's no good.
It's dangerous, Doug. While Iggy clears his throat, I would like to tell the people about Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies, who presents Jeremy Rutherford every week here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. He'll be in studio here, 314-889-0503, or go online at evergreenstl.com. And Doug, I think he's called the Great Communicator.
That would be Ronald Reagan.
I don't know.
This Hanna fella is a nice life Sherpa, but I don't know that he gets the moniker the Great Communicator.
Jackson, you work with him, and you think he is the Great Communicator.
Well, yeah, I follow Doug's lead when he says he's the great communicator, and I agree because, when you get on the phone with somebody, what Mark Hanna does, he has such great expertise and wisdom about your finances, about personal situations, what you need to do if you need to make an adjustment or you need to make a change. But it's the way he conveys that message, the way he conveys that wisdom that separates him from the rest. That's why I work with Mark Hanna. That's why you should work with Mark Hanna. And if you don't have anybody, I highly suggest going to work with Mark Hanna as soon as possible.
Go to evergreenstl.com or just call the man, 314-889-0503. It's Mark Hanna, Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Design Air Heating and Cooling is the sponsor of our email of the day. Doug, I don't know if you're going to need your furnace today. How do you do?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the players. The players are going to get temperatures in the upper 50s today with sunshine bright.
Nice.
58 degrees at 3 p.m.
I'm not sure the golf courses have closed down at all this year, have they?
I mean, let's just go out there and get working today. Let's strike the ball. Let's compress
Play
it.
36.
You're going to play 36 today, Plowing?
Yeah, I'll be down.
Oh, nice. There it is.
Where are you
Design
gonna
Air. The weather will cool down, and when it does, if you run into any furnace issues, go to designairservice.com. Work with the company Doug is a client of, I am a client of, and that is Design Air Heating and Cooling. Online at designairservice.com. You click on the Book Now tab, and you're working with Design Air Heating and Cooling. Quick, fast, in a hurry. They respond so quickly, and they are out at your home super quickly. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com. The official HVAC provider of the Ryan Kelly Morning After and of the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Send your questions, comments, erotic stories, requests for deep dives to T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com. Jackson and I will record QFTA. I think we're going to do it tomorrow. Is that right, Jackson?
Tomorrow or today, whatever's best for you.
Oh. How about that, Doug?
Okay,
It's
whatever
whatever's
works
best
for you. Yeah, sure.
I got a sound story today.
Yeah, we have 2 tomorrow.
Do I have one tomorrow? I think it's Doug Day.
Doug
and Randy Character?
Randy Character, yeah.
Book your sound story, mysoundstory.com. Do it.
Well, yeah, those are fun. Those would be nice. Did one again yesterday.
What was the
Very
thing yesterday?
interesting.
What was the most interesting part? I always like hearing this.
He was quite a carpenter, living in Smithton, Illinois.
Smithton, Illinois. And did he come in or was it over Zoom?
No, he came in. He came in. Said at one point he fell off the scaffolding while he was up building a house or something.
Second reference to scaffolding in this Mungan at 7 o'clock hour.
Fell like 8 feet on his back, hopped right back up.
Wow.
Went back to work. A tough old guy. Not that old, younger than me. Yeah, they're all interesting. Everybody has an interesting life story. Yeah.
I'm telling you. Iggy is back, hopefully not choking any longer.
Throat
on his
cleared?
Coffee grounds.
Yeah, no, it wasn't coffee ground. I forgot I had a couple of those pretzels in the break room this morning.
Pretzels.
So you had a pretzel caught in your throat?
Yeah, it wouldn't come out.
Hockman's article about Mozeliak and ownership is interesting today, but I find it strange that Hockman basically punts a possible critique to 2024 as if quality players are still not available right now. That's from Kevin's brother, Jack Demoff. I need to be transparent with the audience and tell you I have not read the column, so I don't know what he wrote, but I will read it coming up at the top of the hour. And I will give you my opinion, Kevin's brother, Jack Demoff.
He's saying we can't judge Mozeliak based on this year? We have to wait till next year?
I don't know. Let's see, the headline, although that can be misleading, can Cardinals get even Mo from Mo? That's big. I just read what's in the prompter.
Sure.
Can Cardinals get even Mo from Mo? Question mark. That's big question per John Mozeliak extension.
You were, is that Hockman wrote that?
The headline writer wrote that part.
God.
I suspect when Mozeliak decides to retire, when that day comes, he'll go down as the greatest general manager in the history of the Cardinal franchise. I don't know who would even come close.
You interested in doing a segment on Balloon Party today and saying that? And just let me read text for the next 45 minutes?
I don't know who would come close to his record.
Branch Rickey.
I don't know about that.
He created the minor leagues.
He sure knows how to make the postseason.
He did invent the minor leagues, that's for sure. But how many world championships did he win with the Cardinals? Was he the GM?
5, I believe.
Was he the GM in the 30s?
Yeah. I think maybe the late 20s.
Well, we'll have to check that.
Babe Ruth caught stealing.
Yeah.
Branch Rickey. Put that sign down. Pitch out.
When the
I don't know that he did.
The speech inducting Mo.
I think they were all stunned that Ruth would try to steal second base with 2 outs in the 9th inning.
So you're saying Mike Leake is going to induct John Mozeliak into the Hall of Fame?
Him or Cecil, I think, would be, I mean, basically they stole money from him, so they might as well at least do him a solid.
Doug, would you be surprised if Brett Cecil's in Cooperstown?
A little bit. He probably made his high school Hall of Fame. Maybe his college Hall of Fame.
Yeah, good players. Great GM.
Is it just Fred McGriff and Roland going in this year?
Crime dog to you. Yes, I think there are some broadcasters and writers, but player-wise, that's correct.
Branch Rickey was GM of the Cardinals from 1913 to 15. Then they get in from 1919 to 1942.
He won all those
So
awards.
yeah, you're probably right. He's probably the best general manager in Cardinal history because they won some in the 20s and the 30s. Four-time World Series champion.
Early 40s. So I guess he would have been 42.
Yeah, he won 4 World Series titles.
Guarantee you he would have signed Bryce Harper in the offseason.
Yeah, Iggy, you're right. Branch Rickey is the greatest Cardinal general manager of all time. Mm-hmm.
No, Mo's number 2.
It's a fascinating
Probably.
book, too. There's an autobiography on Branch Rickey that I read a couple years ago. If you get a chance to read it, fascinating book about what he's done. I think he still has some family members that live here.
He does. Yeah, my son was a friend of his grandson, great-grandson maybe.
You got to get him on.
Well, this is years ago, back in high school. He brought a friend home from high school, and they goofed around that day, and I asked him if he knew it. Somehow the conversation came to baseball, and he says, "Oh, yeah, my grandfather's Branch Rickey." I said, "You said what now?" Yeah. So he does still have family here.
Well, great article.
I'm actually reading it right now, so I apologize. That's where my silence is, but maybe I shouldn't read it while on the air.
Anything interesting?
At 54, he remains similarly energetic as the bespectacled, bow-tied executive who built the 2011 World Series champions. But as you've read in this column space over and over this winter, for a franchise that seems to measure its success based on pennants, there sure hasn't been a lot of success in the past decade. How do you do? This summer, the graying members of the 2013 team will return to Busch to celebrate the anniversary of the most recent time the Cardinals went to the World Series. In that decade, the Cardinals only won 2 playoff rounds. One the next year, that being the 2014 NLDS, and then the 2019 NLDS. That's it. Nearly a decade of Cardinal baseball and only one game won in an NLCS. And that was Game 2 of the 2014 NLCS. When or where do you draw the line? And why can't making the playoff be deemed an accomplishment, but not advancing in the playoffs be deemed as a failure? There you go. That's that, Doug. That's the crux.
Yeah, I don't put it all on him because they don't advance in the playoffs. Like, look at last year, Goldschmidt, Arenado did nothing in the series against the Phillies. Is that on Mizalak? The players got to continue to perform.
When the players and the management tell you it's a failure if they don't win the World Series, I mean, that's their goal every year. If you don't win the World Series, I guess.
Yeah, then there's a lot of failure out there.
Yeah.
What, 31 teams that fail? Does that mean everybody's not doing their job?
If that's your benchmark. Now, it's not realistic every year, but every player will tell you our goal is to win the World Series.
Sure, it should be.
If you don't win it, then came up short. So lost season.
Boy, Mozeliak really gave the fans a great offseason, though.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
All that hype, all that secret meetings with Arenado, coming out saying they're going to raise payroll. They had this, I remember, like it was the 5th of January, somewhere in January, where they had a player, but it was all grayed out. You know, there was no face. And it said, "Oh, the Cardinals are in talks with a superstar, but they don't want it to be leaked."
Oh.
And, of course, that
didn't get him.
And just like Mozeliak is the second best GM, he is a career bridesmaid.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
I love how we go back. 2011 was the best baseball playoff seat I've ever watched in my life. So let me state that by saying 2011 was unbelievable. But we have to go back to that as like, oh, well, this is the guy who built the 2000. I mean, that was 12 years ago. I don't know if you can use that as relevancy in terms of writing an article saying, oh, this guy's done a lot. Well, look at the 2011 season. Well, yeah. I mean, was Jackson in like 5th grade at the time? I mean,
2011?
Yeah, what have you done for me lately, I think.
Isn't it pretty nice that they're in the playoffs more often than not?
No, because the writing is on the wall, Doug. You're in a wild card game that you're going to lose. I mean, that's been kind of par for the course outside of 2019.
I think I saw where they're one of only 5 teams in baseball that have been in the playoffs the last 4 years.
Okay.
That's something, isn't it?
It's making a bowl, yeah.
It's not making a bowl.
You just,
it isn't.
You just made the Duke's Mayo Bowl. And you got your ass kicked by 40.
See, the problem is
Pat on the
that
back.
they play in a crap division. So, they got enough players to win 65, 70% of those games, which usually will get them in the playoffs. But you're not built to beat the Phillies, the Padres, the Dodgers, the Braves.
So you're upset with the ball club?
I am this year. They've done nothing.
Oh, well, they got
They went and got a
Contreras.
catcher. Okay.
Yeah.
They had to do that unless you think Alan Kisner's your...
Well, they paid a lot of money for a guy they think is the best catcher out there.
Yeah, okay. What about the other holes? You're gonna... Well, we feel like
They got Newtbar.
DeYoung's going to come back this year and be great because he shortened his leg kick.
What a defining moment Lars Nootbaar's 2023 season will be. For those who are analytics-driven, he is going to be a hell of a ball player. And for those who are skeptical of analytics, and I'm not talking about necessarily Cardinal fans, but around baseball, he has really become one of the prime exhibits.
Yeah.
What will he do in 2023?
I did. I had to quote tweet it. Yesterday's tweet about 4 BP home runs off a Stubby Clapp throwing 50 is one of the best. Like it's the best representation of what spring training is.
Who tweeted that out?
John Denton. I mean, he's a respectable writer.
John Talty?
No, Denton. I forgot what outlet he writes.
MLB.com.
MLB.com. Thank you, sir.
Tweeted that he had 4 batting practice home runs?
Yeah, and actually had a quote from Stubby Clapp saying,
"This guy's ready."
Well, I can't paraphrase.
He's in the best shape of his life.
I've got to actually.
I mean, he used to go there early, so I get a parking spot in the media, and I'd go down and watch batting practice. I'd see Wainwright at 5 home runs in batting practice.
Here it is.
Doug Eli Marrero used to rake at Busch Stadium.
No,
he did.
Stubby Clapp yelled, "Check, please." I'm not kidding. This is. I actually. I had to do a little research. This can't be a real tweet. This is obviously a fake account. We're hyping up BP home runs that they're hitting off of Stubby Clapp.
Yeah.
This dude better hit. If he doesn't hit 30 bombs, I'm done with him.
Why?
Absolutely.
Like he hits
done.
29 home
done with
runs,
him 6
drives
months
in
ago.
90. That's no good.
Not good enough for me. Not good enough for this. This hype train. I've never seen anything like it before. I don't know if we'll ever see it again.
This is the time of year where everybody is perhaps overly optimistic, but optimistic nonetheless. Everybody
Stubby
goes in.
Clapp quote, "Check, please," after BP home runs. We've got to draw a line. You know, sanity and absolutely crazy. There's got to be.
There's 3 players that this year it's either you do something or it's back to the drawing board. Gorman, Dylan Carlson.
Gorman's like 22 years old.
Yeah, well, he was going to be the next savior.
He hit almost 30 home runs last year between AAA and the major leagues at age, what, 22?
How many hit in the majors?
Like 14 or 13, 14?
I love that, Doug. I
Batting
do love
average.
that. Between AAA and the major.
Well, that's
Come
where
on,
that's
dude.
where he was
We
playing.
don't care about what he did in Memphis, man. We care about what he's done here. And I agree, he's young. Dylan Carlson's a make-or-break year this year. Lars will have a couple more years. He'll bring out the pepper grinder in a wild card loss. And get
But
that
Gorman is
extension.
the reason that they're going to. You got DeYoung at shortstop, and you're going to have Edman at second base.
I'm not sure about that.
I, for one, miss Mike.
I would think it'd probably be Edmund at shortstop and, geez, I forgot the guy's name who won the Gold Glove as a utility guy.
Donovan.
Donovan. He'll be the second baseman, I would
Flowing
think.
locks.
That's what I would think.
Yeah,
Or
outfield,
Gorman.
man.
Or Gorman. I don't think DeYoung is a starter.
Guys, I love this. It's like they're trying to outstupid themselves. It's from Indianapolis Star columnist Brian Hench.
I'm just throwing out names of all these guys that thought we were going to be superstars, and give them another chance.
Well, some of them you gotta let them get settled.
But these are guys
Gorman's
they wouldn't. These
22
are guys,
years old.
These are guys they wouldn't trade.
I'm glad we traded for Libator. That was kind of one I knew. You know, we don't need a set outfielder. We need somebody that can pitch in AAA. I think what they've done with this AAA roster is great, though, because they probably will go deep.
Oh.
And, you know, you can kind of go, oh, look at these guys.
Gorman hit
You know,
14 home
give me
runs
another
last year.
2-year extension. I got 20-year-olds hitting 250.
Gorman hit
good.
14 home runs in half a season in his first major league year.
What was his batting average?
The batting average was not great, 226.
What
But a
was
lot of
his
guys don't hit
whip
for high
X
average anymore.
times X
Checkmate,
Y?
Doug.
Yeah. Do you want a guy to hit 28 home runs and hit 210?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd like to see it higher than 210, but if you can give me 250 and hit that, you take that all day for a middle infielder.
Well, he was hitting 220.
Okay, he was 21 years old at the time. It was his first time up. Willie Mays started out like 0 for 17. You going to give up on him? He's 5 years below his prime years. Age 27 season is when they say this is at your prime. Your age 27 season, that's usually when people are at their best. He's 5 years removed from that.
So for 4 years, we can let him hit 220. And
no, for 4 years, he'll probably continue to get better.
All right, so we're going to go along with him for 4 years, and hopefully when you get to 27, you'll be good.
Well,
I just want to know what player is going to block Jordan Walker from playing the first month of the season. Is it going to be a Pez? Is it going to be O'Neill?
Not everybody comes up and is Mike Trout. I mean, they just aren't. But is he a good player? Would you give up on Nolan Gorman? Every team in baseball would love to have Nolan Gorman.
He didn't say he would. He just said this is a make-or-break.
I think it's too early for that.
I'm with
That's
Iggy.
the problem with the Cardinals. They keep giving these young kids, it's same with Piscotty and Grichuk, and our outfield's set. Keep going for 3. Then they're not doing anything. Let's get rid of them. You know, it's this year. Carlson, give him another shot. Newt Barr, he's got the pepper grinder. He had 220. He's going to be a superstar.
I don't know. That's
all
what
these
they
kids
say.
that if they don't have a couple of good years, third year will be good.
Well, you have to have some young people come up and come into the system. You got to develop players.
You do.
If I'm Gorman or Carlson and I'm struggling the first month and a half, I'm putting a rally squirrel on my shoulder in the dugout and letting the fans decide how much I'm worth.
Find a bit.
Having the fan base crawl all over you, got a couple bobbleheads with a rally squirrel on it. There's another money venture. Yeah, I think, if you're average or a below average player in the St. Louis organization, just have something fun. Rally squirrel, pepper grinder, cool little thing. If you ever get on second base.
No, I do believe it's a make or break year for O'Neill.
We had a good 2018 season 4 years ago.
2021 was the good year.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
But he's like the pillar in their outfield.
I'm excited for the year.
That doesn't sound like it.
The 70-year-old leather jockstrap who hasn't succeeded at anything in his life is saying a 22-year-old pro ball player is bad. Take a look at the mere boots. That's from the Veiled Prophet. Tim, can you start brokering out Plowsy to other markets for Cardinal updates like Iggy does for the Springfield market? These takes need to be national rather than local.
I don't think these are national takes. I honestly don't even think these are local takes. They're not good takes.
It makes for better radio. Bobby Kemp used to put me on a show in Vegas. Just
remember Bobby Kemp?
Who the hell is that?
I would trash the Rams every time he put me on. He goes, I love these. He just trashes them.
Bobby Kemp. Who wants to be Bobby Kemp?
We're dedicating this segment to Bobby Kemp.
Bobby Kemp used to be
Who is he?
Well, he used to be a handicapper. They had the show out of Vegas with him and Wayne Root and a couple other guys that would just do handicapping
Wayne
shows.
Root will be in the text.
God, that's a great text.
And then Bobby Kemp does a radio show.
And they'd call you up to be angry.
He called me up to talk Rams, and I would, because he was in. No, he wasn't in Vegas. He moved to Arizona. They had a show in Arizona with my friend Kevin McCabe, and
just heavy hitters in the industry. I mean, just one after another.
And McCabe would call me and say, "Bobby, what's you on today? You gonna trash him?" I said, "What good can I talk about the Rams? They're awful." It was usually when the Rams would play the Cardinals, and I would come on and talk.
Well, if Jamie wants to sponsor a Cardinal segment with me, I'm all for it.
Look up Wayne Root. I think Wayne Root got into politics. He was a hell of a handicapper.
Yeah, I've heard that name. I just can't place what he does now.
I think he's a good-looking dude, too. I think he got into politics.
A lot of people want the name Wayne Root in the
it's a coveted
Oh, my
name.
God, this guy is unbelievable.
Wayne?
Yeah.
Is he profile worthy?
He's up there. He's close. This tie he's wearing is ridiculous.
Switch it up.
You're welcome to get involved in the show, but many people are doing without the soliciting. 314-881-TMA5, Engineer Design Facilities, text inbox. That's 314-881-TMA5, EDF text inbox, 636-9004, TMA, Steve Schmidt, Kia, North County phone lines. And you can email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Buck Swope is your current leader for our email of the day standings presented by Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com. He has had a big month of February, and here we are. We're already in the second half of the month of February. Engineer Design Facilities, the sponsor of the Text Inbox, the official commercial fire alarm services and solutions provider of TMA. EDF is Missouri and Illinois preferred full-service vendor for licensed and certified professional servicing, monitoring, and testing for fire alarm services and systems, fire suppression systems, fire alarm system monitoring services, tenant improvements and construction, security access and monitoring services. EDF can handle all of your company's security and surveillance needs, from surveillance cameras to access card readers to facial recognition software and everything in between. All you got to do is go to edf-rg.com and you can email them at fire@edf-rg.com. It's engineered, designed facilities. Jackson, tell me about your pant, boy.
I'll tell you all about my pant, Tim. And that pant I'm talking about is, of course, Muggsy. And I'm wearing a pair. I'm wearing my Muggsy joggers.
What color are they?
A black. I have them in black because black goes with everything. And
Rick probably wears a lot of black.
Black and gray, earth tones usually, something like that. But these Muggsy joggers, man, they're special. You put them on, the second you put them on, you're like, oh yeah, these pants are for me. And that's what Muggsy does. You might not be able to put your finger on why you love them so much. You just will love them that much because you don't have to sacrifice style for comfort with Muggsy. You can have both. They look good and feel even better. And it's not just jeans. Like I said, I'm wearing the joggers right now. I wear the shorts in the summer for golfing or just hanging out because they're so comfortable. They got the cashmere, they got jackets, they got flannels, staples that every guy needs in their closet. So head to Muggsy.com right now. Use the promo code TMA, that's TMA, to experience these world-class pants and all the other things you can find over at Muggsy. Again, that promo code is TMA at Muggsy.com for 10% off your entire order with free shipping and free returns. Free your balls once and for all and experience life-changing comfort with Muggsy.
There it is. Muggsy, a wonderful sponsor of the Ryan Kelly Morning After. We close out the Mug and Ask St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. Doug, we're going to head to California this week. Mind going to Los Angeles? Well, we got to go to Riv for the Genesis. And Tiger Woods.
Hell of a field.
What a field. What a Jim Dandy of a field. That's coming your way in the 8 o'clock hour. Jeremy Rutherford, presented by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies, as the Blues begin their Stanley Cup run. If you want to put $100 on them, when they lift the chalice in June, you'll get $10,000.
That'd be nice.
There's your return. He's presented by Mark Hanna. And then we have the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Get the TMA mobile app and enable notifications so you don't miss a thing. See our content on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Stream us on the TMA mobile app and at TMASTL.com.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Doug Vaughn here alongside the home loan expert, Ryan Kelly. Ryan, rates are high. Is it still a good time to do a cash-out refi?
Absolutely. Mortgage rates have definitely gone up a little bit over the last year, but so is your equity. Think about what those houses are selling for in your neighborhood right now. Maybe they're selling for $400,000. What do you owe on your current loan? $300,000? That means you have $100,000 in equity. And with a simple cash-out refinance, we can replace your current loan with a new one and pull that equity out and give it to you at closing. closing. In fact, our average client received over $54,000 at closing. Would that change your life a little bit? Probably. Would you have to continue to worry about when you're going to get paid next and what bills are going to get paid and the credit cards and the interest and all that? Probably get rid of all that stuff and put you on the path to financial freedom. That's why a cash out refinance is one of our favorite loans and our most popular loans right now. Thinking about getting a little cash to pay off some debt? Think no more. Visit thehomeloanexpert.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan of TMA, and we are thrilled to have another new sponsor on board the show. A couple of guys I have gotten to know. Longo Biggs, Injury Law, Doug Biggs, and C.D. Longo here with me. And C.D., one of the things that I want our audience to know is this. When people get injured in an accident, they don't necessarily know what to do, and that's where you guys come into play.
Yeah. Tim, it can be a very confusing process. If you get hurt in a car accident or injured some other way, people do not know what to do. They don't even know how to start a claim. We're going to take the hassle out of your hands and make the entire process very easy. Injury cases are potentially worth a lot of money. We're going to make sure you get every dollar you deserve. We're very excited to be part of the TMA family. We're hoping to have a lot of fun with this. If you or a loved one do get injured, please remember us at Longo Biggs Injury Law. You can visit our website at longobiggs.com, and that is Biggs with 2 G's.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Strode. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at tmastl.com and on the TMA STL mobile app. Whatever. Hey, TMA boys and ladies. Throw on some beads and celebrate Party Gras at the DB's Tent in Soulard, Saturday, February 18th. Party under the huge heated tent on the parade route in Soulard with a premium open bar, tons of private restrooms, and in and out access. Hello. Live music on the 360 Vodka stage from the Teenage Dirtbags, Mod Sun, and the Nitty Gritty Dirtbags. Giveaways on site courtesy of Johnny Brock's Dungeon Party Warehouse. Must be 21 or older. Tickets are on sale now. Get all the details and find the link to purchase your tickets for the Party Gras DB's Tent in Soulard at dbsportsbar.com. Brought to you by Jameson, High Noon, and Randall's Wines and Spirits.
I'm as moist as a freshly baked Betty Crocker cake.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPNT FM, HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
Welcome back. Ryan Kelly Morning After. And guess who's on hold here as we start out the Appliance Discounters 8 o'clock hour?
I hope it's Ryan Kelly.
Yeah, he's the title sponsor online at thehomeloanexpert.com. Good morning, Ryan.
Hey, baby, heard of me?
Doug,
Of course we have.
I know this guy.
Oh,
I'm a
sure.
fan of this guy.
Yeah.
I've worked with this guy's company.
I
And I'm
have
a fan
too.
of that, too.
Do you guys, is it settled back in that you're not in Jamaica anymore, or are you still kind of daydreaming about that?
It's been tough. We had weather in the low to mid 80s the whole time we were there. Although it's not
that ocean.
It's not horrible
Brad?
here either.
Yeah, no. And that ocean breeze, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thinking about it.
We were
Maybe you
topless
wanna
quite a
do it?
bit.
Hold on, who was topless?
We were all topless at the pool.
All of us.
I don't even know if I can continue just thinking about that.
Yeah.
Clip that off.
But you might need a moment.
Where were you on Valentine's Day, Doug?
Where were you, Doug?
Maybe you want to do a cash-out refinance and go buy a little place down in Jamaica.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like a bad
Sounds like
idea.
a good idea.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, it is purchase season alive and well in the St. Louis marketplace, and that includes Illinois, of course. Lots of folks calling in the last few weeks, just trying to get ahead of it. You know, they maybe tried to get a house last year, the year before, and were unsuccessful for a number of reasons. And they're not quite certain, but they think this will be the year that they want to get into that bigger home, that 4-bedroom instead of the 3-bedroom, or that different school district, or a yard big enough for a pool, whatever it might be. If you've been thinking about buying a house, you probably have a lot of questions. We're standing by. We want to answer them. We can go through it all with you, talk about the process of buying a house, what to expect along the ways, what you're going to need to be able to buy a house financially, credit, all of those different things, and just really how loan programs work. One of our favorite things to do is to spend time on the phone or through email with potential clients and really answer all those questions and explain that process to you. So if you're even kind of like, man, maybe it's time to get out of the apartment, or maybe it's time for an upgrade on a house, whatever it might be, just give us a call today, and we can answer those questions you might have, probably bring up some that you weren't even thinking about, and then at the end of the day, get you pre-approved so that if you do find that perfect home, if it does hit the market, bam, you're ready to go. You don't have to worry about anything. It's going to get competitive again this year. If you watch the headlines, inventory is still super low. Rates have been coming down. So people are just kind of on that sideline. And as soon as that levy breaks, it should go. So get ahead of it all today. Get your questions answered and get pre-approved at thehomeloanexpert.com. Thanks, boys.
There he is, the great
All
Ryan
right, thanks,
Kelly
Ryan.
with us here. Thehomeloanexpert.com. You're welcome to call into those very same Steve Schmidt Kia North County phone line, 636-900-4TMA. Email in the morning after at InsideSTL.com for our design, air, heating, and cooling email today. And text into the Engineered Design Facilities text inbox 314-881-TMA5. It's the Appliance Discounters 8 o'clock hour. The Appliance Discounters, if you're in the market for an appliance, look no further than Appliance Discounters and their 80,000 square foot warehouse full of GE appliances and other major brands ready for delivery. Shop online at theappliancediscounters.com, where pricing has been adjusted to beat all of the competition. Sign up to be the TMA Listener of the Month. It's the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Buck Swope is really in the mix for the month of February, in my opinion.
I would think so.
Beer Cats is the winner for the month of January, and who can pull it off in the month of February? You can sign up and apply at tmastl.com. And Jackson, what people can post pictures of themselves, except they don't have to be pictures of themselves, because we realize maintaining anonymity is very important to many of the listeners. That's our understanding.
So it could be just as vile as Vileson?
I mean, yeah, you can post whatever picture you want on there. And ideally, it'd be nice to have it. But if it's something that we can't use, then that's the case. I've seen a couple where it's Cassie Moore's "Steadfast Dies" album cover, or I guess it was a single, as like the profile picture. But yeah, the world's really your oyster in that department.
All right.
Milagro Tequila makes it possible.
Sure.
Think about it. Well, Munganess makes it possible for the Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. Doug, we're going to wrap up things on the West Coast here as we head to Riviera. Well, will the players be attacking number 10 with driver? I imagine they will. That's what the strokes gained data has showed us over the last 5 years, players getting more aggressive, and I know you're going to factor that in as you announce your roster, Doug. It's the Munganess Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown, 5 competitions so far this year. The box has won 3 of the 5. Iggy, how do you feel about your roster this week?
I love my roster this week.
Well, you should. You get to pick it.
Well, sometimes it's a crap field, and I don't like my roster.
Well, you should.
But this week it's a great field, and I got my highest priced pair is in the 9s. I got
also a balanced roster strategy.
I got 2 7s and 3 8s and a 9.
Okay. Who do you have?
I'll go with my lowest priced player. Sitting at 7,200, and he's had a pretty good year, Doug.
What's his name?
Taylor Moore.
Taylor Moore. Moore? Moore?
That's right.
All right. Well, I'll just pick one. I'll just turn my head and rear and pull one out of there. Okay.
Big pick right here.
Ricky Fowler.
Wow. Well, he has regained form here as of late. Perhaps the hole-in-one. Was that on 7 Sunday, Doug?
I didn't watch it.
Put him back on the radar for the casual golf fan to realize Ricky Fowler's problems may be in the past. He is playing some really good golf here with a top 10 on Sunday at the Waste Management and T11 at the Farmers a couple of weeks earlier at Torrey Pines, and he is only 7,900, so that is a really shrewd move on your part.
Well, I closed my eyes. I didn't see who
He's
I picked.
back with Butch Harmon, and Butch Harmon predicted he will win this year.
Wow.
Oh. So you probably have Fowler on your team.
No, I don't. No. Staying in the 7,000 is a guy who's just, since he won in Bermuda, Doug, he's just kind of going along with top 25s, top 15s. I'm going to go with Seamus Power.
Seamus Power. That's Power.
That's right, the Irishman.
Let me pick another name here. Okay. Well, I have one. I have one in my hand. Ooh, this guy's bad. Brandon Wu. Woo. Brandon Wu.
Well, Brandon Wu is a player who was kind of lurking at Pebble Beach, and then sure enough, he wound up finishing tied for second. Not a great weekend last weekend, but at least he played the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you can look for, biggest cuts.
That's what I'm looking for, is guys who just played.
Well, if you get 6 guys make the cut, you'll make money.
Oh, good.
Down onto the 8,000s, and I'm kind of glad I got him right at 8,000. There's nobody with a better track record at Riviera than this guy. He's been playing good golf lately. I'm going with Adam Scott.
Are you?
Adam Scott.
That's SCOTT.
Love to use their magic wands to Adam Scott.
Oh man, that was a reach.
I hear something vibrating.
It's my phone is ringing off the hook here. Songyeon Kim.
Nurse?
Songyeon Kim.
We got a live roster.
Mm-hmm.
Siwoo.
I don't know if it's Siwoo.
I see 4 Kims. One is Tom. One is Siwoo, shaking that ass, shaking that ass. Siwoo, shaking that ass. Then there is an S.E. period Kim, and then there's a Young Soo Kim.
Is he 6,700, Doug?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
SEONGHYEON.
Welcome to the club.
Which one is that?
S.E. Kim.
S.E. Cup, friend of the show.
SE.
Man, they got a lot of room.
I like this SE Kim. I just like the pick.
You got a lot of room to
Yeah,
work
sure.
with here.
Yeah, let's stay in the 8,000s.
Okay.
Not having a great year, and I'm kind of iffy because you never know when an injury is going to pop up with this guy. But makes cuts. He's due this week. He loves Riviera. Short game is perfect for this course.
Who is it?
Hideki Matsuyama.
Matsuyama.
Doug, the people call him Decky. And if it weren't for a slow start at Waste Management, he probably would have been in the top 10.
Okay. Well, see if I can pull one out of there that's a little better than the others. Nope, I did not. Matt Kuchar.
Well, Matt Kuchar is aging, but what he likes to do is backdoor top 10s on Sundays, and maybe he'll provide a little value for you in doing that.
Well, when you don't get to pick who you want, you wind up with Kuchar and Kim and Wu Fowler.
Nothing much to say about this guy, Doug. He's been off to a slow start, but
oh wow, little game theory here.
He'll come back at the Riviera. Perfect course for him. I'm going to go with Victor Hovland.
Victor Hovland. Okay. Let's see what I can get in my reach. Way in there. Oh, another lousy player. Nick Hardy.
Boy, this is going to be a tough week.
Yeah,
You're positioned to win the million, I can tell you that, because no one will have these players.
I wouldn't think.
But
I don't think any of the good players got put in the box this week.
Oh.
Yeah, Plowsy's looking for one. He's going to put him right on top for you.
Well, I mean, how am I doing that? His average player has like a 68.
You're accusing us of cheating with this roster?
No, we'll see the last pick. I guarantee the last pick will be John Rahm, Scheffler.
Well, just by law of averages, it should be.
Right?
The probability is higher to get a yellow jelly bean.
There's 130 players in the field, so. And this is not only he's playing great golf, but he's, when you talk about horses for courses, this guy should win this week, I think.
Win it.
I'm going with Max Homa.
Max Homa. He should win it, you say.
Okay. Look at your last player.
All right.
I'll put all the 10,000s
Let
right on
Scheffler, Schauffele, or Cantlay out of there. John Rahm.
Right there, Doug.
Okay.
Get him.
Okay. No, another lousy guy. Trey Mullinax.
Wow.
If I lose this week, I'll quit this game, too.
Doug has 8,000 left on his roster.
Just totally zagged to the field zig.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a nice little roster.
He'll probably win.
I bet he had 2 people make the cut.
Ricky Fowler is the best player, and he is plus 6,000 this week to win. For the record, Max Homa's plus 1,600. He is on Iggy's roster. Victor Hovland's plus 2,800. He is on Iggy's roster. Adam Scott is also plus 6,000, like Ricky. And Taylor Moore, who is on that roster. And that was your lowest price player, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah.
Taylor Moore, I don't see him. Is he a super long shot? That wouldn't make sense to me. Plus 12.5, so pretty good for a 7,200 player. Just to give you the odds for those of you who
I like my roster now.
Like holes.
Mm-hmm.
If you like holes, DM me. My DMs are open.
You should always like your roster because you get to pick them.
I played this roster in a $20 double up.
All right.
So I'm forfeiting, maybe winning 5,000. I'm going to try to play for the quick 20.
Guarantee, you keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means. That's from Shooter McGavin.
Mm-hmm.
I legitimately cannot wait until Doug wins this week, and that's from Kevin's brother, Jack Demoff.
Go put some money on his roster then. Why don't you do a DraftKings team, and why don't you put some money on Doug's roster?
Hey, Kenny, if you lose this week, are you going to quit and refuse to pay? That's from Harrison's brother, Master.
Well, there's no money involved in this, so with me and Doug, so...
Hey, Tim, I'm playing the show on speaker in the sauna this morning for me and 4 naked, sweaty fats. Everyone enjoying the show. It's a beautiful thing. That's from Sweet, Sweet Kai. That's Jackson's.
Sweet, so sweet. What makes Kai so sweet?
Well, he was sour, and then he sweetened.
Oh, is that right?
Uh-huh.
Is that because of that sapphic girlfriend?
No, he was sour in, like, middle school, and then he sweetened up in high school.
Hey, he sounds real sweet.
Yeah, seems like kind of a dick.
No, he's a sweet. He's a very sweet guy.
I'm kidding. He had a funny text bashing me, though, yesterday, but it was funny. So
Called you, like, a sad, miserable poor.
What are you eating, Blondie?
Yeah. Finished a banana.
Oh, yeah?
Oh.
Okay.
Banana blackberries.
You're trying to get healthy. I saw you with a mason jar of blackberries earlier.
Yeah, I saw that, too.
I like the
blackberries are so good.
Blackberries are unbelievable. The most, I mean, they're very tart.
It's the most consistent fruit. Like, you so rarely get, like, a bad one.
Yeah.
Are they freeze-dried?
We did, we washed them in vinegar and baking soda and water, which gets like they last weeks longer if you just do the simple process. We do it in our lettuce spinner. Do that for like 5 minutes, and then we put paper towels in a Tupperware and put them in there.
That's a lot of work. You plan on having these blackberries for weeks?
Depending. We do that with our lettuce too, and it lasts 2 weeks longer. Nothing worse to me, Doug, than food costs, throwing things out in your fridge.
No.
Nothing more demoralizing than that. So I like to.
You get crestfallen if you have to throw away a bad piece of fruit.
Bread is what I throw away most.
We do that all the time. We have a bread container. We forget it's even there. And we open it up.
I get and bread. I don't know what's going on with bread. How come it's stale all the time? But I get bread, and I think I'll get some bread because I might want to make a sandwich. Then if I don't eat a sandwich, the bread is stale. It goes out to the birds in like 2 days.
Let me ask you a question, since you're a culinary expert. My wife and I dined at Olive and Oak for her birthday on Monday.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I said to this woman, I said, you're not in the mood for the cowboy ribeye. There's no way in the world I can eat all of the cowboy ribeye. And then I said it to our gentleman waiter. And he said, well, the nice thing is you can always take it home. So I said, I'm really craving this dish. I'm going to do so. I take the cowboy ribeye home. My question to you, Ken Strode, culinary expert, best way to, A, reheat the cowboy ribeye, which is such a choice dish. And then my second question would be, is there any kind of dish to make with the cowboy ribeye, or any kind of accoutrements to join the cowboy ribeye?
Well, it depends what you want to do. The best way to warm it up is just throw it in the broiler. And all you're doing is heating it. So once you see the top of it start to sizzle a little bit, take it out.
Okay.
And if you want to make like a...
So that's like putting it in the oven? Is that what you're talking about? I don't broil. I don't cook anything.
You should have a broiler.
I'm pretty much a metabolic meals guy.
You have a broiler.
And
everybody has a broiler.
Okay.
Even in my hovel, I got a broiler.
Isn't that just the oven set to broiler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just turn it to broil.
And then just put it on a dash?
Yeah, just put it on a...
Cookie sheet
or aluminum foil, and just check on it.
Okay.
And once you see it start to like sizzle,
is there a temperature setting on this, or is this broil?
Broil.
How about just a microwave? 30 seconds in there, we're
That's
done.
gonna dry that all out. You got. I would
an air
do it
fryer.
on the stovetop.
I do have an air fryer.
Butter.
You go stovetop, Plowhawk?
Yeah, I don't think I think the air fryer might dry it out just as much as a
lot of people are saying air fryer.
Microwave.
A lot of texts are coming in on air
fryer's
fryer.
the play.
But it's already cooked.
Yeah, I reheat stuff in the air fryer all the time.
This is an interesting one. Hire a CBC grad to come on over and cook it for you. That's from glove blogger Tom Traver.
I'm telling you, put like a tablespoon of butter in a pan, let it melt, put the steak on there.
That would dry it out, wouldn't it?
No way, not with the butter. No, not at all.
Well, I always want to. I have a ribeye that I cooked last night from a Brush Creek Valley.
Cattleman.
I got you, dog.
I was clearing my throat.
I heard it.
You still got that pretzel in your throat?
No, I basically hocked it up.
Oh.
It was just little pretzel came.
No.
So it was a huge ribeye. So I cut it in half.
Did you?
I sliced it down the middle, and I have one left. And all I'll do is put it in the broiler for about 40 seconds on each side, and it'll still stay medium rare. But sometimes what I like to do, Tim, is I'll cut it up. I'll take the ribeye and I'll cut it. And then I'll just put it in, if you have a wok, you can do that. And I mix it with some mushrooms, some green peppers, some onions, and then I have some mashed potatoes.
Bill's mashed potatoes.
And I throw a little, whatever sauce you want to use. I always use Andrea's. I put that in there, and it'll give you a nice little sauce. And you just pour all of that with the ribeye and the green peppers, the onions, and mushrooms right over the mashed potatoes.
How do you do? Doug, that sounds like a nice dash.
It sure does. Yeah.
I had scallop risotto, I don't want to lie, but it was fire.
Look at you.
Had the creme brulee for dessert.
When was this? Last
Stuffed
night?
mushrooms, yeah.
Got yourself a little lighter that you blowtorch that creme brulee?
We do have that, but no, this creme brulee might have been the most perfect consistency I've ever had in a dessert. It was unreal.
You guys have discriminating taste.
I think scallop risotto is the dish. That's if I had one dish I would eat for the rest of my life, it would be that. Easy. Scallops are the best thing going.
Boy, I do like a good scallop.
Oh my gosh, they're so fishy.
Best scallops
so
in
good.
St. Louis, go. I feel like I got an answer and I can't think of it.
Whatever one is on my plate.
Fabulous Fish Co.
But for a restaurant, are you talking about?
Yeah.
Bartolino's, for sure, for me.
Where
the
is
scallops
that place
there
where
at
I get
Bartolino's are
scallops? My wife is listening. She'll text us in.
Bartolino's South?
We don't do the hotel one, which is off of Hampton, although that is a good one. We do I guess that would be the South one.
Lindbergh?
Yeah.
That's a good
bacon
place.
wrapped?
We didn't, but their stuffed mushrooms are unlike any stuffed mushroom I've ever had in my life, too. I recommend it. It's a good
I'm
dish.
doing Mako Shark for you tonight, Doug.
Oh, that'll be good. That'll be nice.
Yeah, I like a good scallop, and they're easy to. A lot of people are afraid to cook seafood for some reason, and seafood is the easiest thing to make. I mean, no matter what kind of fish you get, it's basically whether you're pan frying it or broil. It's 2.5 minutes on each side. It's very easy to cook.
Not even that in the microwave.
God almighty. And scallops are maybe 2 minutes on each side. You want to sear them. Now, scallops, if you cook them too long, they dry out and they're just really rubbery. They're not good.
It's almost like salmon, where you'd rather have it undercooked than overcooked, for sure.
Yeah.
When it comes to that. But
This has been a nice little cooking segment.
Yeah.
It's a nice little
And
bit.
Because I've got this cowboy ribeye.
How much
from
you got
Olive Oak.
left?
Well, I'd say 60% of it.
Yeah. You
Now,
can,
how big is it?
That cowboy ribeye's for two.
It is. That's
Yeah.
why I said, that's not what, Anna Marie wanted some fash. And
Get the Dover sole.
She did not, Corvina. She enjoys that fash. So I'm like, well, I'm going to get this, but I know I'm not going to eat it all. And then I thought, well, I'm going to go to Ken Strode, culinary expert, to figure out the proper way to reheat and any particular dish to make. So this has been a little cooking segment, Doug.
Right. It's been a nice little segment.
I just enjoy mashed potatoes.
That wasn't the topic.
Well, that's what I put it with if I just don't eat the ribeye. Sometimes I put another baked potato in the oven and I have a baked potato with it. But if you want to top it with something, you just cut it into small little pieces, and then it takes 2 seconds to warm it up. You put it in your pan with a little Andrea steak sauce and all your other vegetables.
Yeah.
When the vegetables are almost done, you throw the ribeye in, and that's going to take like 30 seconds to warm up. Mix all that up right over the mashed potatoes.
Just right over there. Well, I prefer a sweet potato.
Well, you can do what you want.
Okay,
we had those
thank you.
for our Super Bowl party.
Did you?
Sweet potatoes?
Sweet potato skins. And what we do with the inserts of the sweet potatoes, we feed them to our dogs and their food.
The
So it's actually
inserts.
multiple. It's very resourceful.
Huh.
Man, they were the best things ever.
Yeah.
Ever, ever.
Healthier than a regular
cheese.
baked
We
potato.
cooked the bacon in the oven. Had that bacon bits.
Oh.
Green onions. It was dynamite. Takes a while though, man, to take a cooked potato, cut it, gut it, and put all the fixings on, then put it back in the oven. It's a lot of work.
Well, I'm just excited about this little cooking segment.
Yeah. Good job, Tim. You got the Burger King chef and the restaurant maitre d' started on how to reheat food for a segment. That's from the Afton Altar Play. He's not happy with me.
Well, why don't we just have a cook-off?
Oh.
Got a gourmet restaurant there in Afton.
Bring your ass somewhere, and we'll do a cooking segment where I go against you. Like Tim can be like, chef, Iron Chef. He's the judge.
Nice.
Leave it to the listeners.
Yeah, give us an ingredient to cook. You show up, I show up, and we'll see who wins.
You think you're one of the top chefs in St. Louis?
No, but I'm better than this guy.
Oh.
Afton Altar Boy.
You should honestly, and I know this sounds like hilarious, but like what I do to Hamburger Helper,
What do you do?
I take it from normal to put my own little spin on it. That's what I cooked Madison for our first meal ever. When we first started dating.
You are a big spender.
The first meal was that and sugar cookies.
Oh,
the dessert.
Freak nasty sugar cookies?
Just the generic frosted ones that like are somehow really good.
Tim, here's the move. First you go on Facebook Live. Then you throw a bunch of butter in a dirty cast iron skillet. Throw the ribeye in there, and then you go outside and smoke 6 or 7 cigarettes while you talk to 7 lonely online friends. It's from KG in O-Town, Doug, and he will be running the board or sitting in the Horton Watkins studio on Friday.
Sure.
Plowhawk is vacationing in the Hamptons.
Yeah, I felt bad for you because he posted something the other day that was cute and it had 2 likes and 1 comment. I really felt bad.
What are we talking about? We talking about KG in O-Town posted something?
Well, he's talking about I had 7 sads watching my video. Well, I felt bad for your post. It had 2 likes and 1 comment.
You feel bad for a guy who gets 2 likes on a post? Boy, that's a 2023 thing, isn't it?
Well, I do. Sometimes I see somebody that posts something, got no likes. I just like it just to be nice.
I ain't throwing names out, but we all follow a dude that posts consistently and doesn't get 1 like. I'll tell that after the break.
Wow, well, I've been teased, although I don't know. Are we talking about on Facebook?
Twitter.
Twitter.
For sure.
Can we have
And when
initials?
No.
Wow.
And when I bring the name up, Doug,
I think I know who you're talking about.
Oh, you know it for sure. Text me, Jackson, your guess.
All right.
Yeah, but sometimes I feel bad. If it's somebody that I know that I like and she's posted like 7 things, got no like, and she's happy with the post. You like my new haircut for Valentine's Day?
Oh.
And nobody's liking it. I'll like it, and I'll just comment. I say, you look great.
I think if it's a profile picture, it's kind of nice to like. It's just a person's putting themselves out there. It's a nice picture.
Yeah, but then I see the ones like, it's my birthday tomorrow. Where should I go?
Oh,
It's my birthday in 3 days!
Just stop, please. And somebody posting. It's kind of like when they go off on plows, he thinks he's asking for free things. He was asking for anybody got a TV for sale.
I said I'd pay for it.
Yeah, I know you're not asking, but there is one on Facebook that always just is looking for that sympathy. And my son for Easter, he wants a Stairmaster. First of all, who buys presents for Easter? You get him a little basket with some eggs and some chocolate in it. Anybody have any ideas? Anybody have one for sale?
Yeah.
I said, where can I find one? I said, Amazon. Begging for free stuff.
And the TV picked it up from a really good dude. It was for Madison's cousin who was looking for an apartment or about to move into her apartment. And he said, all I really want you to do is donate to a charity, and donated to Jay's charity. Annie's Hope, I do believe it's called, excuse me. And yeah, so that's how he did it. So I didn't want anything for free. It's easier to get on a network of 7,000 people that one of them is going to have a used TV that is sitting in the basement. And that's perfect. That's exactly why I use that.
Is it bad that I realize my profile picture does not include my second son, but I haven't updated my profile picture since he's been born? Do you think my second son is pissed?
He will be once he finds out about it.
Yeah. How old is he? 6 months?
He's 13 months.
I doubt he's looking at Facebook.
I could see it.
Oh my God!
He may have a profile.
Do you know Facebook gives you like an update on the fan page of what you've done this year?
No.
That's pretty cool.
There's a fan page update somewhere that tells you what you've done on the fan page?
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Yeah, yeah, right when I got on the fan page, it said, view your reels from this year. And it just shows my hot takes that I posted, some comments, and sniping.
You've had some scorchers.
I actually feel bad that I do that on the fan.
I don't know if it's real or not, if they just want you to get back on there. But I've done a few TikToks. I really don't use it a lot. But I posted one with a song that I like and the plane landing in Jamaica, going over the water and landing. I forgot what song they used. It's kind of a mellow song. And they send you a notification. Your TikTok has gotten 1,200 views. You're great. Go back and do some more. There's no way 1,200 people watch that video. They just want me to get back on and do more for some reason.
Sure. They want to get you hooked.
Yeah. I like doing stuff on Instagram. I'm just not good at TikTok.
Darren was getting roasted on the fan page last night. That's from Todd Reesing.
Who?
Darren.
Darren.
I don't remember.
Darren sits across the home.
I know
I was
Miss Plowsy.
confused what Darren knew
I
it was,
sometimes
too.
get confused when people call me Ken.
I don't know if I saw that.
I see a KG note on TikTok. I see a DJ named Bill Lee. Says he's hitting the post.
About the jersey prices? Am I the only one that's shocked that they're the same price?
I see the tweet of Iggy and the Plowhawk in their pink and yellow.
Yeah, I like that picture.
STL City.
I retweeted it, hoping STL City sees it and
gets you a kit.
That's what I said. I
And
said
doesn't
I need
hear the segments we play about them.
I need a kit.
I've noticed that the one that Plowhawk that you've talked about, I guess, doesn't have much yellow.
Yeah.
But then the one that you and Iggy are wearing here in this Photoshop picture has yellow around the collar and around the ends of the sleeves.
My guess, Jackson, you can probably... One is a replica jersey, one's authentic.
So what will they actually be wearing? The ones
yellow
with the
is
yellow?
the authentic
I mean, their colors, they say, the colors are taken from the St. Louis City flag, if the St. Louis City flag were pink.
Yeah, they ruined whatever that idea they had going for the flag was. And I like the idea, but it's pink. And again, nobody cares, nobody's mad. But the fact that they...
You're not mad about the colors being pink and yellow. You're mad about the price. Is that my...
Correct, and the fact that there's nobody that can actually admit that it's pink. It's electric red or it's city red.
City red.
There's
Wasn't
nothing
Adidas-
more annoying than looking at what's clearly a pink jersey. And again,
Well,
I think
Carolyn
they look
Kendall
good.
said in the press conference that that's her favorite color. So she said it.
Isn't on Adidas.com it says Power Pink for the color, right?
Oh,
We established
really?
that yesterday.
I thought it was city red.
Power pink.
Isn't the flag red, yellow, and blue?
That's correct, sir.
I believe so, yeah.
What's the color of the fleur-de-lis? Yellow?
My nurse would know.
I'll look it up.
Because it's red, it's not pink. I love the pink color.
Do you?
But the flag is red. There's no pink in there.
The fleur-de-lis is blue with a yellow background.
I think it would look awesome with some of the renderings that fans put out before the... there's a ton of potential ones that could have happened. I would have made them corny and just really St. Louis flag-esque. Like almost look like you're wearing a flag. I'd rather have that.
The St. Louis flag is pretty cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It really is a great flag.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it looked more like that. I like the idea, but if you're going to go with the city flag, you can't change up the main color of it to go from red to pink and act like that's cool.
Now the logo, the crest, is actually pretty sweet. I'm a big fan of the crest, but the pink color is a little odd.
Doesn't New Orleans use the fleur-de-lis as well?
Saints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who stole it from who?
The fleur-de-lis been around a long time.
Yeah, but who stole it?
Well, if you're founded by French, which St. Louis and New Orleans both are, it's a French thing.
Ken is expressing sympathy for social media activity that gets no engagement. Meanwhile, he cooks tilapia weekly for an enraptured audience of Larry Nickel, KG, and O-Town, and 5 Russian bots. Self-awareness. You don't have any, you stale Funyun.
Oh.
That's from... came from the parking lot, 'cause it's little Tommy Tribbins, and he's on a trike.
Dale Funyun.
Well, they're not bots. And I've said, I don't care who watches. If one person looks forward to it and I make him happy, then I do it. I don't care. I haven't done it in like 4 weeks, though.
Makes me happy because I get the fish.
Yeah, sometimes I just cook it, don't do a show, and I bring you the fish.
Mm-hmm.
Just another straw man from the Angry Stoner. Nobody denies it's pink. It's from the 314.
Oh, there are... Maybe not now, but when that jersey first released, no one wanted to admit that their soccer team has a pink jersey. I heard electric red, city red. I heard all of these ideas of what the color might be. It's pink, bro.
I remember...
Accept it and just move along. It's not electric red.
City red. When the first crest came out, it was way more red than it is now. Like, now it is certainly pink. Like, they leaned into it further. When it first came out, when they originally announced the team, it's decently red. Like, you could convince me that's red. But now it is pink.
Just imagine in the sunlight, man. That is just going to look so cool.
Doug, the road kits come out tomorrow.
Okay.
Gray on gray and white, I'm sure.
They gray and pink like that one I put out there.
I think
so they stole
missed.
your design.
They missed
I'm
it.
sure they saw that little picture of a shirt I drew, like it looked like a 2-year-old drew
I'm
it.
sure they did. So we got to have some of that up in here.
I really hope their alternative jerseys are interesting.
I would like them to be yellow with a little bit of pink in it.
That's fine with
For
me.
a third jersey, that actually might be the case.
Yeah.
I could see that being what the third jersey is.
I mean, I think yellow is a great color. And you throw a little bit of the pink in there.
So you like the pink and yellow?
I love the pink and yellow.
Nice.
See, I don't mind it. I actually think it looks pretty good.
It's a well-designed uniform.
I wouldn't pay $175 for it plus shipping and handling, but I would definitely wear a free one. I didn't know how to paint
That's
that.
the qualifier.
Actually, our first night in Jamaica, when we went to dinner, I had a yellow shirt on. And the rest of the week, I had pink.
And that's important. Why?
Shows you I like pink and yellow.
Oh, okay.
Dumb F. The fleur-de-lis is French. Both cities were founded by the French. No one stole the symbol. That's from the Austin Oligarch.
Well, somebody had it first.
The French. That's kind of what I was alluding to. They're both French towns, so the fleur-de-lis is a popular symbol in France.
That's true. But if one city started it first and that was their flag, oh, we're going to take it too because we're French. Well, you think you could do something a little different. You don't want to copy another state.
City.
Another city.
Well, there's only so many symbols out there, I guess, that cities want to latch on to. We've had
It's not that big of a
nice
topic.
discussion about cooking and then about pink shirts. This has become a damn ladies' coffee clatch.
The following cities use the fleur-de-lis: Baton Rouge, Detroit, Lafayette, Louisville, Mobile, New Orleans, Ocean Springs, and St. Louis.
Nice. There you go.
Detroit was founded by the French too?
Detroit.
Sure.
French Canadian?
I'm sure, probably. Well, I don't know, but it wouldn't have been French Canadian, just French.
You think you'd want to be different than everybody else?
Can't wait to cheer.
maybe a I don't know, croquette.
What?
Do they
like a potato croquette?
Yeah, like a baguette.
Are you
Or
expecting?
maybe a beret.
Ooh, a beret.
With a mustache and a glass of wine.
I look forward to relitigating this conversation after the season starts. That's from Kevin's brother Jack, and then his last name is Demo.
Relitigating.
About what's pink and what isn't?
I guess it's pink. I'd like to see a mascot pink poodle walking around on the sidelines. You can dye their hair pink. That'd be nice.
Yeah, they tie in with the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
You know who else has the fleur-de-lis? Quebec has a fleur-de-lis.
Yeah.
Know who else has it? Literally, France. France has a fleur-de-lis. Jesus. That's from Vince Vaughn's entrails.
We're not French.
Well, our city...
Just because it was founded by them doesn't mean everything's got to be French. This city is so far from French, it's sickening.
Hey, come on now. Auguste Chateau, Frenchman.
What is French about that? You know, some streets, yeah. Chateau.
Pierre Leclerc.
Yeah.
River de Pere.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Frontenac.
But there's nothing French about this city.
Carondelet.
Nice.
Yeah, they named some things. You got
Sure
a
they did.
flag, but other than that, this city is as far from French as any other city in this country.
Well, it is now, I guess. Yeah. Well.
Get your own identity.
Nice.
Well, so you would like to see them change the
Brooklyn
city
people in the
flag.
West,
You don't like the fleur-de-lis on there.
I like it, but maybe somebody else, all these other cities can change.
Guys, Mo is on 101 right now. Darren would love it. Mo is reflective and re-energized. That's from Caller Ellen. Guess she bailed on the French talk.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, she hates our
honestly.
city's history.
What's more exciting? Just
Yeah, I'll guarantee this
bland
conversation is
narrative.
more interesting than what that one's going on.
Wilson Contreras.
It's just a single symbol on the flag, jackass. That's from Scissory Timbers.
I know it is. It's the same symbol that a lot of other cities are using.
But that's okay, isn't it?
You know, maybe put a gun up there or something, or
Oh,
a car with a broken window. Anything.
that's not going to happen.
U-High uses the fleur-de-lis, does it not?
The University High School. And I would imagine the university does as well.
Yeah.
St. Louis was literally a French king. That's from the 314. This guy's exasperated.
Yeah, Louis the Ninth.
The
That it's
city was
named after?
founded by French fur traders, you dumb. That's from Jonathan Titsworthy.
Well, I just said I know this city was founded by French. The French found everything. And then Columbus found the other part of it.
What now?
Columbus found the other
Columbus
part of
was
St.
not-
Louis?
He discovered America.
I think he
Like
was in South
Farmington?
County.
And then Lewis and Clark and the rest of these guys who had nothing better to do, they just went on hikes and found places and then named it after
Well,
themselves.
yeah, after the Louisiana Purchase, a lot of the Midwest was
After Jefferson bought the entire western part of the country, Lewis and Clark were commissioned to go see what was out there and if there was a waterway to the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
Reasonable, isn't it?
Yeah.
And other people found other cities. Hey, here's one over here. We'll take this.
Well, they didn't found cities. There weren't cities there. I
Well,
guess not
they stole
settled
it.
by
They
Europeans.
stole it anyway.
They stole the cities.
They stole the land.
Well, they bought the land. I guess you could say they stole it from whoever was there before.
Guys, didn't Magellan discover the river to Paris?
No.
Birthday hawk. I thought he did.
The river to Paris was not discovered. It was built
Whoa.
as a way to control flooding in the Mississippi. It's not a real river. So, no, I don't think Magellan discovered the river to Paris. No.
And Lewis and Clark were French.
No, they were St. Louisans, apparently.
All right. Well, they discovered most of the city. How did they discover by the French?
They didn't discover the city. No, the city was already here.
What were they doing here?
Lived here.
So they really didn't do
One
anything.
of them was in the military,
They
I
just,
think.
they just moved here.
Well, I don't know
Where you
where
going
they were
with this?
born or not, but this is where they left from, and they left from
Why are they
St.
big
Charles.
explorers? They're known as explorers. What did they explore? They moved here and it was already founded. What did they do here?
They were
terrible
commissioned
explorers?
by the government to ride up the Missouri River and see if there was a waterway to the Pacific and see what was out in this vast land that Jefferson had just bought from the French.
Can I be honest?
Whose money did Jefferson use?
I don't know why we...
America's money, taxpayer money. The Louisiana
All right,
Purchase.
so
Not a good deal.
We all own this land. We can just go live wherever we want.
That's correct.
All right, well, I'm going to go find a little plot in Huntley and just build a tent and just live there.
If you can buy it, if you can afford
I
it.
don't have to buy it. I've already paid for it. My tax dollars.
Look at that, Doug.
Well, you weren't around when this was
That'll
born.
be a
My
fun
ancestor
argument.
did.
Well, if it's on someone else's land.
Well,
Someone else already beat you to it.
well, then I'll find some free ground up there.
There's no free ground.
Not
up there.
free ground in Huntley.
Wasn't there a trailer park in Huntley for a little?
I'll
I think it was Ladue.
Okay.
And your
That's
argument,
odd to me.
your argument in court is going to be because Lewis and Clark sailed westward, you have a right to this free land in Huntley?
I have a right because Jefferson used our taxpayer money to buy the land.
Well, aren't you glad he did?
Yeah, but he doesn't own it.
Jefferson does not own it, no.
The statute of limitations
The
on this
government owns
gripe.
it.
Well, it was my money that they used to buy the land.
You weren't around.
I had ancestors back then,
Well, were they in the United States?
and they passed it down to me.
Yep, they handed it down, Doug.
Well, just because the government owns something doesn't mean that you have a right to take it from them.
Guy who owns the ocean. I could just go put a big old thing in the ocean with stilts and build it out there. You can't do that. Why? Who owns the ocean?
I guess
You
in
don't own
international waters.
You don't own it.
Think about that.
I'm gonna do what I want.
12 miles out, I think.
Those stilts to the base, that could get a very expensive structure.
I don't know if you
Talking
got the
a few
capital
hundred
to
But
build
if
it.
you got the
For
money.
those oil
Hey,
rigs.
wait a minute. You can't build there. Why? You don't own it.
Well, if you want to go out in international waters, I suppose you could.
All right. Same thing with Huntley. I find some open
No,
land.
it's not the same thing as Huntley because someone else owns
I'm
it.
going to put a tent up there and I'm going to live there.
I think we hype up explorers a lot as well. I just think putting a kayak in a river and following a stream, however far it takes you, I don't know if I should give you a pat on the back for that.
Well, why not? Someone had to do it. That's the only technology they had.
Yeah, I get somebody has to do it, Doug, but do we really all have to be super impressed about it and talk about it?
I think that was an impressive thing for them to go out and map that whole western part of the country.
They found it by accident.
Yeah.
They didn't know it was out there. Just kept going until they found
That's why they made the trip. They didn't know what was out
I
there.
could do that. I could get in a boat and just keep going west. And hey, there's
Why
another
didn't
island
you?
over there.
Yeah, explorers are like weathermen. It's like when they're wrong, it's no big deal, but when they're right, oh my God, put them in the history books. I don't know.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, someone have to clean out septic tank too, but I don't put them in. I don't teach it in civics class. Come on. Congratulations,
Well-
Lewis and Clark, for kayaking. I do that on the Black River 4
Probably wasn't
times a year.
kayak.
When I was in Gatlinburg, we went into the Smoky Mountain State Park. And some whatever you call those people out there.
Rangers.
Smoky.
Came up to me and goes, hey, park's closed. I said, how can you close a park? It's open ground. It's a park. I want to go explore a little bit.
Probably for your own safety.
Close at 7. How can you close a park?
For your own safety.
If I want to pitch a tent out there, it's open ground. You don't own this.
It's not a campground.
But you don't own it. It's land. Why do you get to own this land?
Well, it's actually government land now.
Yeah. How do they own it?
It's a national park.
Well, I suppose they take
put
care
a
of it.
stamp on that, and somebody has to. I'm with you. I don't understand the closing and openings. It's all money. National parks are all a money grab, anyways. But they are really fun.
Yeah, if I want to go pitch a tent somewhere and just sleep under the stars in a park and do it, closes at 8. Who are you to close a park?
Think about that, Doug.
Who are you to close?
Well, I guess they don't want a bunch of campers leaving a bunch of trash in the national park. And it could be that it gets dangerous there at night with animals.
Why should I be penalized for Hoosiers that don't clean up their trash? I'm neat.
Well, don't you think there should be some rules, some decorum?
Yeah, fine them. If you find somebody that didn't clean up their trash, you're paying for that. We'll clean it up, but you owe us $300 for the pickup. You can't just say you can't stay here.
Well, so did you leave the park when they told you to get out?
I did. It was getting dark anyway. But
okay.
I just said, how can you close the park? I got some more trout fishing to do here. There's a little waterfall right over there. Park's closed.
Please revive Pepperoncini so we don't have to hear this on this show. Thank you. That's from glove blogger Tom Traven.
What did we say? We never saved the topic strictly for Pepper and Dino. We would kind of troubleshoot it here and then see if it stuck, and then we'd do it after that.
Listening to this segment has negated both my undergraduate and graduate degrees. My brain hates me now. That's from Minute Bowl Eligible. These are the ramblings of a madman.
They're down on explorers.
It's just things that go through my mind sometimes. It's just...
I kind of checked out after Who Owns the Ocean was muttered.
Yeah, I started to look at the standing in the simulator league I'm in. We're playing pretty well, too, and just can't crack it. I think it's a handicap thing.
That's why I can never go to sleep, no matter how tired I am. I go to bed and I think,
playing Paynes Valley this
deep
week.
Thoughts,
I'm
important
exhausted.
thoughts.
And then I start thinking about something. I just said, yeah, that's a nice hole. I wonder what I hit there. Would I hit an 8-iron there? And I just start thinking about shots. And I don't know. Just things pop on my mind, and then I just start thinking about them while I'm trying to fall asleep.
Seriously, this guy couldn't pass a 7th grade civics test. Can we sign him up and have him take the ACT over under 17.5? Doug, that's from KG in O-Town. He'll be in studio on Friday.
No, he'll be back in Jackson's studio.
I think
Sounds like Iggy.
Sounds like he's going to be right here.
Jackson can run the board.
Amazing that Tim and Doug get paid to sit there and listen to this S.
What don't they like about it?
5-7.
Tell me what we
Well,
did.
you're down on Lewis and Clark, for
Tell me
heaven's
what I
sake.
said. Tell me what I said was inaccurate. You throw a canoe there on a river, draw some
Doug,
butterflies.
this all started because of the controversy surrounding the pink jerseys with yellow fringe from the soccer team.
Well, you can pump up the Explorers all you want.
Clip that off. Like Dan Orlovsky.
They've really done nothing.
Well, they did.
see
They
the
What did
graphic
Columbus
underneath.
do?
area. They
What
told
did Columbus do? He went in the land that was already found. Boom, 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 killed them all. This is my land. I discovered America.
Well, now you're asking some. That's a meaty question.
It was already
There's a lot
discovered.
to that.
And then they all followed him. Hey, there's some land here. Why don't you just go off the river with a canoe, see what's up there? There's the river. Way to go, Magellan.
Wasn't Magellan.
But they did find
Sailed
River
around
the
the
Pear.
world. But somebody had to map the land. People didn't know what was out there.
Have you seen the
Wow,
map?
you're an artist. You draw.
Yes, I've seen maps. Yeah.
I don't
How do you
get
think
it.
how do you think we get them?
Sorry,
They
here's
just
a
started.
river. I just
After it was already founded, they made maps. They didn't make their own map.
I can draw a map of the U.S. from memory. Every state.
Yeah.
Lewis and
One
Clark.
like my weird things.
Congratulations, Magellan.
Pitched
I'll
it.
do it right now.
Magellan. He didn't have anything to do with the United States.
This is great. Do the Civil War next. Thanks. That's Mississippi Timber.
I don't want to touch
People are learning things, Doug.
This is history
First day of
class.
school.
Your thoughts are welcome for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design Air, sponsor of our email of the day. The Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour is coming up with Jeremy Rutherford. Your two-part questions are welcome. Doug, because if the Blues could get hot,
We could win this, baby.
that's the thing. The chalice is still within reach.
It would take, 8-9 wins in a row to get back in the hunt, I think.
Well, they'd be in the playoff standings, probably if they were to rattle that off. The team has played well without Tarasenko. It's an odd statistic. Maggie O'Brien's 2 locations, downtown and South County. Downtown is back open and completely renovated and updated. It's an Irish pub that's been open in the St. Louis area for 40-plus years. Eddie McVeigh is the absolute best. You know what you're going to get. You're going to get great food and a perfect place to go before a Cardinals game, Blues game, and they're right across the street from the Dogs downtown. Downtown offers shuttle service to and from Blues games and free parking. It's Maggie O'Brien, sponsor of our 9 o'clock hour here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. If you are tired all the time, if you feel like you're dealing with a lot of anxiety all the time, you just don't feel like yourself, perhaps it's a case of low testosterone. Go online at lowtusa.com and work with Mentality. I went out there and I got tested. Decreased mental acuity, attention span, and stress can cause focus issues on even the most simple tasks. Belly fat, feeling bloated, and a lack of lean muscle and tone that used to be easy to get rid of or maintain. Those are signs of low testosterone as well. The normal range for testosterone is large. If you've been to a doctor and they told you that you were normal without understanding the range or testing your free testosterone, it was not fully looked at. Come get checked with Mentality. Testosterone therapy helps men regain normal function and restore their ability to perform normally at all levels. It is Mentality online at lowtusa.com. Jeremy Rutherford coming up. Your 2-part questions are welcome. 314-881-TMA5, Engineer Design Facilities text inbox. Book yourself a sound story or book one for your family member at mysoundstory.com, and you can get a gift certificate and schedule it with me, with Doug, with Jackson, with Randy Carricker, with Riz, with Moon, with Courtney Landrum, with Learn, with John Hewlett. mysoundstory.com. We'll take a commercial break, come back with Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at tmastl.com.
TMA knows how our Walrus audience loves their meats. That's why we have teamed up with a local company that delivers high-quality, great-tasting meats straight to your door. Brush Creek Valley Farms is a direct-to-consumer family farm that raises, processes, and delivers pork and beef nationwide at cost-friendly prices. Go to brushcreekvalley.com to choose between their various box options. Build your own box or buy in bulk to have a great-tasting local beef and pork at all times. Brush Creek Valley Farms is offering 10% off any box by using the promo code TMA10 or 5% off any bulk order when you use TMA5. On top of that, if you subscribe to their monthly service, you'll receive an additional 10% off each order you make. Again, that's TMA10 for any box order, TMA5 for bulk orders, and an automatic 10% off when you subscribe. Go to brushcreekvalley.com to learn more about how you can get their meats in your mouth and support a local family farm. That's brushcreekvalley.com, high-quality meats for a lowbrow audience.
Hey, TMA boys and ladies. Throw on some beads and celebrate Party Gras at the DB's Tent in Soulard, Saturday, February 18th. Party under the huge heated tent on the parade route in Soulard with a premium open bar, tons of private restrooms, and in and out access. Hello. Live music on the 360 Vodka stage from the Teenage Dirtbags, Mod Sun, and the Nitty Gritty Dirtbags. Giveaways on site courtesy of Johnny Brock's Dungeon Party Warehouse. Must be 21 or older. Tickets are on sale now. Get all the details and find the link to purchase your tickets for the Party Gras DB's Tent in Soulard at dbsportsbar.com. Brought to you by Jameson, High Noon, and Randall's Wines and Spirits.
I'm Ryan Kelly. Average credit card rates are at 19.1%. They haven't been this high since July of 91. 35% of households are taking on new credit to cover the basic expenses. If you're a homeowner, you don't have to live like this. According to CoreLogic, the average borrower has almost $300,000 in equity. With a simple cash-out refinance, we can pull out that equity and give you your cash at closing. Start fresh on the path to financial freedom today. TheHomeLoanExpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326240.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Strode. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at tmastl.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
Hey, St. Louis, Eddie McVeigh here from Maggie O'Brien's. When you head downtown for a concert or cards or blues game, and now for the St. Louis City soccer game, please come see us at Maggie O'Brien's before and after your event. Take our shuttle to and from, or stay in-house and watch your favorite team on our multiple high-def TVs. We look forward to seeing you soon at one of our 2 locations in Sunset Hills on South Lindbergh or downtown at the corner of Market and 20th Street. Union Station is next to us.
Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's sports talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app. Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the 2023 TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award. And if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you or fake you or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro and the morning after on KPNT HD2.
If you are a commercial property manager, property owner, small business owner, or are involved in operations, listen up. Engineer Design Facilities has become the #1 commercial fire alarm service provider in the market. EDF's goal is to not increase your operating budget, but rather decrease it, and at the same time service your business's commercial fire alarm needs with the most experienced and competent technicians this region has to offer. Make sure your building is up to code. Email fire@edf-rg.com to schedule your systems evaluation today. That's fire@edf-rg.com.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Now, back to the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
Ba 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 dee da ba da ba 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 da ba dee da ba da. Ba da 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 dee. Welcome back, Ryan Kelly, Morning After, Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour. Timothy, Michael McCartan, Douglas Selvin, Vaughn, the Plowhawk, Action Jackson, replacing Ken Strode. I think he was fired with cause for the Explorer segment, is Mark Hanna, who thought he would leave finance for HD2 Radio. Good choice.
We'll debate the choice later, because on the heels of that last segment, I'm not feeling a lot of pride being in this.
You're canceling the advertising campaign.
Oh, I never said that.
You down on Lewis and Clark as well as the other fellows?
Thank you, Magellan.
Yeah. Remember when Magellan sailed up the mighty Mississippi to discover St. Louis?
He did not. I think he was the first to go all the way around the world, right?
But he stopped at the River de Pere.
He didn't make it. He didn't make it. His crew made it. He died.
Oh, is that right? Fun facts
so.
for no one tell.
Well, I could be wrong about that, but if only I had a device in my pocket, I could look such things.
There's no way to know.
It's not available.
Jeremy Rutherford might know.
He's sponsored by Mark Hanna, who is right here at 314-889-0503. Or go online at evergreenstl.com. JR, you have any Magellan information?
I don't, but I want to apologize for bringing down the show here, because I flipped you guys on the YouTube, and you're talking about Ferdinand Magellan and laughing, and now we're going to take two-part questions about Harold Snepp, so I just want to apologize
I miss Harold Snepp.
Bring the show down here.
My first question regarding Harold Snepp, if he were in the league today, would he have hair plugs?
Nice question.
Oh my goodness,
it's a great question. Wow,
it's a great question. I don't think so because I think he wore that thing with pride, right? That chrome dome and that mustache.
Doug, he came over in the Canucks deal.
He looked like Snidely Whiplash. Remember that cartoon character? Never mind, I'm old. What about your business?
Thanks, Magellan.
And Mark, if he didn't roll like that, we probably wouldn't be talking about him right now, right? The reason we're talking about him is that look.
He should go on the Mount Rushmore of great hockey looks of all time. Lanny McDonald, Harold Snepps. I'll leave the last two
Look
open
at look at the picture, the first image of him coming up. Not only do you have that, but that's that famous Vancouver Canucks sweater with the yellow. I guess that was red.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was city red and then black in the shape of a V.
City red.
Oh, for Vancouver.
The city red situation has become a hot topic on the show also, much like the Explorers taking the high hard one in the 8 o'clock hour. We're not afraid to tackle any topic.
No. A lot of other stations shy away from that kind of chit-chat.
Yep.
Not us.
Yep.
Is it awkward if I admit that I'm wearing city red underwear today?
Oh, Bill.
Oh my goodness.
You mean pink?
Says you.
Where'd you get it?
I got it down at the team store.
They're selling U-Trow at the team store?
I'm just making this up as I go, Doug.
Oh.
Yeah, that's kind of
Welcome to the show.
That's the bailiwick for that particular chair in the studio. Your questions regarding the Blues are welcome for Jimmy Rutherford, 314-881 TMA 5. Two-parters are welcome. JR, I cut you off. I apologize.
No, I'm sorry, Tim. Your show. Hey, is it? I never thought I'd come on and ask you about your underwear, but is it just red, or does it have some city logo on it, or what's it look like?
Oh, follow-up.
It's got a lovely logo across the rear.
Oh, Bill!
For heaven's sakes.
Yep, I want to see that text line. Yep. Some stripes on the side pointing towards the middle. Mm-hmm.
Do they have 4X? I might run down there today.
Oh, you're wearing a 4X now?
Wonderful.
Stitch
This
some
show's
together.
gotten naughty, and I like it. I like it. JR, the Blues are coming. Tra-la, tra-la.
Just get that cup out. It's $1 for serious Blues questions. So where's that one going?
Okay.
I actually do have a serious Blues question.
All right, here we go.
Yep, and we're back on trade talk because I personally am of the belief that more will come. Love the article on Barbashev that was up today.
Thank you.
Seems like first rounders, second rounders are really going to be what's coming back, maybe some prospects. And I guess I'm curious if you have any sense for what the potential is. What could one expect? What's a reasonable expectation of a career of somebody who would be a mid to late first rounder? Are the Blues, is there any chance that these are going to turn out to be great players, or are they going to be run-of-the-mill? I'm curious to know what the expectation could be of what's coming back this way.
Yeah, Mark, first of all, you are paid up. You're a sponsor, so this is a freebie here. So
there it is. Comes with the deal.
It is a great question because late first rounders, and that's likely where it's going to be if you're getting a first round pick from a contender like the Blues did get from the New York Rangers. That's either going to be a pick from the Rangers or it's going to be the pick that the Rangers acquired from the Dallas Stars. So you could be looking anywhere from 25 to 32. And, you go back over the years with some of the guys that were drafted in that spot. You got a Patrick Berglund, you got a David Perron, but you also got like a Dominic Bach, who the Blues ended up trading to Carolina in the Justin Falk trade. So it really is hit or miss, but the Blues have done a pretty good job in that 25 to 30 range. Jordan Kyrou, I think, was, 32, 33, somewhere in there. So they've done pretty good with that. So I think there is a possibility to get a player who could come in and contribute for several years, and that's why I think that a lot of people don't want to trade an Ivan Barbashev, just like you didn't want to trade a Brian Elliott back at the time, but he turned into Jordan Kyrou. You could flip Barbashev into somebody who we're talking about in 3 or 4 years.
What likelihood would you put it at this point? Because we enjoy percentages on this show.
No.
We like probability and percentages in Explorers that both Barbashev and O'Reilly are traded.
Yeah, so you're putting the two in the same question here. I would say probably 60% that they're both traded. Well, probably 60, but part of me wants to put that number down a little bit just because I still think there's a chance that they re-sign O'Reilly. But if you're if you're just including Barbashev, I think it's pretty high because, like Mark said, they're talking first and second round picks in exchange for Barbashev. There's a lot of interest in him, like I wrote today, and I think that if you're the Blues, there's no way that you pass up on that. Especially, here's a guy making $2.25 million, and if he goes to the market or doesn't want to sign with you now and wants to test free agency, he's going to be a guy that's $4.5, maybe even $5 million. So I think they're going to have to move him. So yeah, to go back, if you're going to bundle it up, like the cable product with O'Reilly, I think it puts the percentage down a little bit. But I think just Barbashev, it's going to be higher.
Jamie Rutherford with us, presented by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies, who joins us, for those of you watching on YouTube. Mark Hanna, 314-889-0503, or go online at evergreenstl.com. Has your opinion on the likelihood of O'Reilly getting traded been changed over the last few weeks? You had the story in which you talked with the Blues captain on The Athletic a few weeks ago, JR. In other words, do you see it becoming more likely in the last few weeks that he sticks around beyond the trade deadline?
I wouldn't say more likely. I'd say about the same. And believe me, like I told you guys a couple weeks ago, when you're sitting in the chair across from him and he says there's been preliminary dialogue on a contract extension, it kind of, floored me a little bit because I just assumed that they were going to move him. So ever since then, made a few phone calls, and the people I talked to, kind of throw caution at the idea of trading him. I still think there's a really good chance that it could happen. We sat there in the press box last night. There's 16 scouts, and you're looking at all the teams who should be interested in a Ryan O'Reilly, like a Toronto and some of those other teams. So I still think there's a decent chance, but, I've maintained that he could be re-signed, but I don't think that my percentage on that has changed any in the last couple of weeks. Just these conversations from the past 3 or 4 days ago, people saying that there's still mutual interest on both sides to bring Ryan O'Reilly back.
I grew up on Sports Open Line, so hypothetical trade talk.
No, this is your favorite.
I love trade
Me
talk.
too. Here comes a 12 for 2.
12 for 2.
I could fashion one with 5 teams. It would be fascinating. It's like on NHL 93. Are there any dark horses that we're not talking about that have the potential to be dealt, that could add value to a contender, Leddy or Perunovic, or somebody that isn't on the radar right now?
Yeah. First of all, if we're doing Sports Open Line, we have to have the news break in and do murder on the South Side tonight.
there's your guy, Bob Hamilton.
I'm Bob Hamilton. MOX Radio News. There's Bob Hamilton.
So now everybody grew up on the old Sports Open Line, but Mark, yeah, in terms of under the radar, I think that it's the usual suspects. But Doug Armstrong always has something up his sleeve. I can't imagine though that it'd be a guy like a Perunovic. I know you just use him as an example, but he's a guy who's coming back from this 3rd injury. It's a shoulder injury. Should be back soon. He's getting a conditioning stint down in Springfield. But any move I think that entails a guy with term, with a contract left, I think would be this summer. I think Doug right now is focused on these UFAs and what he's going to do with them. It's not to say that one of these guys that you aren't hearing about won't get traded before this deadline, but I think by and large it would be this summer to hear about anybody else.
Somebody would have to come hunting for them rather than being offered up, I would think.
Yeah, I would think so. And, the Blues are in a precarious position here. And, what does Doug want to do with the roster? How is he going to reshape it? There's just so many things that you have to address, and right now he's got to do the right thing with the O'Reillys and the Barbashevs and those other things. If somebody calls and says, hey, we'll take an O'Reilly, but we want you to throw this guy with 2 years on his deal left in the trade also, then yeah, you think about it. But I think right now his focus is these guys.
They've won 2 in a row now. They're still 8 points out of the wild card. How many in a row would they have to win before they say, wait a minute, maybe we still have a shot? Or have they just cashed it in?
Yeah, I think they'd have to win 29 in a row. 29
left in
so yeah, if they could somehow get on a 29 game, well, I guess it'd be the 29 plus these 2, so it would be a 31 game winning streak. But no, they're still 7 points behind Minnesota in that wild card race. And how many times over the years, not just with the Blues but other teams, you watch these and so many 3-point games down the stretch, like you can go 8-2 and gain 1 point in the standings. So even though it only looks like 7, it is pretty tough to get that ground back. And, like we've been saying, who's going to be on the roster come March 3rd? Look, last night you lost two guys again, Krug and Saad. Are they going to be available Thursday night against New Jersey? So, I think the Blues are where they are. And, in terms of winning, how many games in a row is it going to take to change things? I think it's going to be a lot.
I've got a two-parter here. JR or Lee Stempniak or Christian Backman on Army's short list. A filler player since half the league is currently scouting our team like we're the Miami Marlins in June.
I talked to Lee Stempniak a couple months ago, and he was up to 12 teams, and he figured that was his limit, so he'd stop there.
Didn't they get Alex Steen for him?
Yeah, they did. That was a good trade.
Yeah,
Traded,
I would say.
Carlo Koliakovo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look at you, Mark. Look at you. Alex Steen and Carlo Koliakovo for Lee Stempniak for Carlo Koliakovo and Alex Steen. So that was a great trade by Larry Plow back in the day, and Steen became a player who could be in that Blues Hall of Fame one day. So real good trade. But yeah, and then as far as Christian Backman, one of the more quiet guys you ever met. I remember, I think when he was drafted, hey Christian, when do you think you'd be here in St. Louis and playing in the NHL? Oh, well, give me like 5 years. Give me like 5 years.
Eternal optimist.
Yeah.
This one's from KG in O-Town. He and Iggy are sideways. One-part question, JR. If you had bet someone $100 that the Blues would trade Tarasenko, would you expect them to pay the debt, or would it be okay for them to just tell you it's none of your business why they won't pay?
First of all, is it a good sign that I'm listening to the show so much that when I hear a name of a texter, I'm starting to know the reputation and what this person's probably going to say?
Not good.
It's a slippery slope, my man. There's nowhere to go but down from here.
Yes, I'm a man that says pay your debts. If you bet $100 and you lost the bet, you should find that Benjamin.
Yeah, Ken withdrew from the field, and we're just going to let that one fly at this point. Let's see, 1 million questions are coming in, mostly, however, involving Blues who played in the 1990s, Doug. Not too many.
Text name Harry York.
I see the Cavallini brothers and Bob Basson in this one. Let's see. Is Panger as cute in person as he is?
That's a good question.
Super hot. Yeah, it's a real good guy. Hey, let's do this. Let's do rapid fire, and let's give away a Stanley Cup book to whatever one you guys pick is the best one.
Oh, wow. All right. I'm just going to read them, and you guys going hey, JR, what are your thoughts about a 3-player deal for the Cavallini brothers and Bob Basson for Ryan O'Reilly? Hey, JR, do you think Scott Mellenby has the best nose in hockey, and do you expect the Chiefs' reaction to your Valentine's Day question yesterday? Thanks. Was that your question?
No, it was Jim Thomas. He started off the press conference asking if Chief was a Valentine's Day guy, and he said, if you can picture Chief there, if you've seen the video, he goes, nope. Nope. And then they said, did you get your gal anything? And he goes, yeah, I gave her something, but that's another made-up holiday.
That was my favorite quote of the whole thing. That's how the press conference started last night. I like that.
That was great. Yeah, then unfortunately we had to talk about the game.
JR, would an energy guy like Ian LaPerriere or Brett Hedican for defensive depth make sense in the offseason? I think they're free agents. Also, who is your favorite explorer? That's from Mitch. A Lannister always pays their debts. Come, Steen.
Well, probably Columbus, because I wouldn't be here if it weren't for Christopher Columbus.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
People are starting to acknowledge his significance.
You get shortchanged sometimes.
Roman Polak's hog could fetch 3 first-rounders. That's from There Have Been Fingers. Tom Tilley and Steve Tuttle for Roars and Barbershop. Doug, you like that?
Oh. We have a winner.
That's the winner right there.
That's the winner, Tom
there
Tilley and
Mr. 63011. He's the one with the very fast golf cart.
Oh, yeah. Tuttle was the guy whose skate nearly killed Clint Malarchuk.
Yeah.
That's what he's going for.
How come every single week, I listen to these names and I'm like, can this guy help the Blues? But all these guys have turned in their retirement papers. I sense a trend with these questions.
Yeah. We just long for the good old days.
But yeah, that's a good winner. So yeah, if you could grab some information, I'll shoot them a book and they can read about the glory days.
Jackson, that's Mr. 63011 who can get the book from JR.
Okay.
Douglas Jackson.
I think he's back there muttering about bad refereeing on the road.
Oh, is that right? He's upset about the Auburn loss. Jackson, are you there? Nurse. Jackson, are you there, nurse?
No, he's not.
Dog
Not
is
at all.
Jackson.
No,
He ain't there up
No,
the
he's not
second
there.
segment on the all day, by the way.
JR, thank you so much for your time and for fielding the wonderful questions.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Tell Iggy thanks for participating. Appreciate it.
all right, Ruthsy.
That's Jeremy Rutherford, brought to you by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies, evergreenstl.com. Or give them a call, 314-889-0503, and you have it on your business card. I am the great communicator.
I'm thinking of putting it on there.
That's not you. That's Reagan. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
I was a 4-year-old. He was campaigning.
Yeah.
He stole my idea.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What happened? I understand now.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Grassi's actually wrote "Great Communicator" on my takeout order.
Did they really?
Meatball
sandwich.
They did.
Oh, I get meatball and steak.
Yeah.
Meatball and steak?
Yeah, I
Wow,
get two
double shoot?
sandwiches.
Oh,
Well,
two
I
sandwiches.
eat one immediately and then save one for the evening.
That's
that place is
impressive.
unbelievable, man.
Walking distance for me. It's so much trouble.
Oh, it's so choice. Man, I'm going to have to get Grassi's now that you got that in my
hitting
mind.
it up today.
Oh, it's so
Are you
good.
really?
I hit it up.
Oh, that's right. The new offices are right there.
Absolutely.
You're right by
Walk
the
over.
shack.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's right in the middle. It's trouble. It's trouble.
That's
Right to the old
some good
bottom
treats
line.
right there, Doug.
Yeah. Awfully tasty treats.
I know my snacks.
He didn't
Harrison's
move
brother
offices, did he?
Master. Yeah,
No,
he did.
Same place.
What's that?
Same place where Doug was.
yeah, okay.
Doug was in there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mark, I'd like your assessment of Betgate, please. That's from Harrison's brother Master.
A Lannister and a good man always pays his debts. Own it. Lean into it. Don't hide from it. Why wouldn't?
But he owes like $7,000.
Well,
He owes
pay over time.
$250. But I'd kind of moved on. I never expected. Now, what would have been interesting? Sounds like somebody's like banging on a springy
that?
bed.
That was me.
It
Sorry.
literally sounded like Doug when you cranking one out.
I got
there.
excited. Sitting across from Plowsy gets me.
If Joe or G Unit or Gangster Pete would have won, that would have been interesting.
Iggy having to pay Joe. I want to be a fly on the wall for that one.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah, steam coming out of his ears.
He's already crestfallen.
Yeah, I would love to see that reaction.
It would break him.
It really would. Let's make this happen.
That is Mark Hanna, Evergreen Wealth Strategies, every Wednesday here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Thank you, Mark.
Thanks for having me in, guys.
There you
All
go.
right, thank you,
Evergreen
Hansy.
Wealth Strategies. Go 314-889-0503, evergreenstl.com. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Mark Hanna, Evergreen Wealth
that guy.
Strategies. And there's James Carlton, who's also wonderful. 314-961-4800. Go online at carltoninsurance.net. 304 5-star reviews on Google. Now, here's one of those things. Doug, when did you start getting life insurance?
Oh, early.
Yeah.
Way back in my 20s.
Really?
Yeah.
Sharp move.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know that I bought the right product.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I paid monthly like $10, then it went up to like $25 a month. And
Smart play.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, especially our audience, being a little younger, goes, life insurance, I don't know. But think about it. Especially if you're married, you have a young family, you're going, well, what happens if I were to pass away at a young age? Well, you got to make sure your family is taken care of, and that is an important thing. It's not necessarily a pleasant thought, but it's something that is important to make sure you get taken care of. And as you just heard Doug say, it's really inexpensive, but it is so valuable. Let James Carlton take care of that for you. 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton. State Farm. Michelob Ultra, the sponsor of our studios here on the program. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's Michelob Ultra, studio sponsor. And we're beginning the process. I was emailing with Sean Barnes this morning about setting up the 2023 Fan Page Club Championship presented by Michelob Ultra. Can Chris Heck defend? I feel like he could defend. I feel like his game is good enough to defend and withstand the oftentimes intriguing handicaps. I feel like he's a dangerous guy.
What is his handicap?
I think he was in the 2 to 3 range.
Yeah,
But his distance, when you bring the white tees in, is he ever going to be carrying anything more than a wedge or a 9-iron? Doug, let's pull up number, is it 5 after the par 3? Because if you're hitting into the wind out of the east,
that's going to be a long second shot, even if you're a bomber. But if the wind is down, he's wedge or maybe 9-iron in every single par 4, and he's going to be able to get there on a lot of the par 5s and 2. That's a guy who is a dangerous force in 2023. Fun to watch. Fun to have him in the field.
Fun. Yeah.
Are we looking at April?
We are.
That's not far away. Month and a half.
Yep.
60 today. Doug, sunny.
You going to play this year in the Fan Pin Club Championship?
Well, I hope to. I've played every year.
Yeah.
I don't know what would keep me out.
What will your handicap be this year?
Right now it's 17.6.
I think I'm at 3.6.
Got a thing from Metropolitan yesterday. It's 17.6.
I'm dead money right now because I'll play more like an 8, but I'll be given a bunch of pops, or I won't be getting enough pops if I'm playing with guys who are better than me. I'm dead money, baby. Dead money.
When is Stephen?
Well, it's not your fault, Tim. It's those other guys' fault.
I agree with you.
Stephen Ballpark Village texted the other day, said he's at 25. He's ready to play again. If you want to play, I'll give you 3 aside.
You take his money?
Yeah, I'll take his money.
Oh,
he's the one that offered.
Stephen Wildwood, the action's on you. How about this? Hunchback of One Castle. If you have young kids, you need life insurance besides what work provides. Do the math. 7 times your salary won't last if your kids are under 10. Call James Carlton.
Mm-hmm.
He's right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice cushion to know that you have. Take care of the funeral and pay off some expenses, maybe pay off the house.
Oh, yeah. Definitely should have that covered.
Mm-hmm.
More than that. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder. I have no idea. I guess the information would be out there, like percentage of people, 35-year-old Americans, give or take, a couple years on either side, who have life insurance. I have no idea. I just got it in my 20s. Glad that I did.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know how common it is.
Speaking of common, I read the other day that there's more people in the United States that have $1 million than have a 6-pack.
Well, that's not hard to believe. It's an overweight country, and it's not really that hard to make $1 million this now. And for me, it is, but it's not hard for somebody to have $1 million in the bank.
Well, what percentage of the population has $1 million? And are we talking about what? Are we talking about net worth, I gather? Because I can't imagine there's
probably
lots and lots of people, just like $1 million sitting around liquid. But like with home equity combined with, investments.
Yeah, salary and dual income. And
oh, yeah, there's a lot of people that have $1 million now. That used to be, wow, you're rich if you got $1 million. And now I think
what's the number to be rich?
I think 10 million is when you're
10
rich
million?
now. Yeah.
Nice. Well.
And there's not many people with a 6-pack.
You're talking abs. You're talking abs. You're not talking about
not
like
beer.
enjoying.
No. Just a little fun fact. Just a real fun little fact.
I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're a fat country.
Yes, we are. Wealthy but fat.
More wealthy than fat.
Yes. Well, I don't know about that. That's about a draw.
How many of the fats are wealthy?
A lot of fats are wealthy, yeah.
Usually those are the ones buying Amazon wish lists for like Jill Cassidy and Gabby Carter.
What? The fats?
I don't know if they're as wealthy as what you think.
Because they've seen their financials just destroyed by OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah. Dude, those guys pay a lot of money to those strippers for Tiffany bracelets and Louis Vuitton bags. And
they send them gifts thinking they're going to get something out of it?
I don't know what the thought process is, but yes, I think
they might get a phone call. I mean, I follow quite a few porn stars.
On OnlyFans?
No, on Twitter and whatever. But Dillian Harper gets more gifts from her Amazon wish list. Every week, thanks to one of my fans who sent me this nice pair of Gucci shoes or this nice dress, this nice bracelet, this nice laptop. They just keep sending stuff. I don't know what they're going to get out of it.
Well, if you're the girl, you might as well do it.
Oh, yeah. She knows they're going to get it. I forgot which porn star. I think I asked at the AVNs one year. I forgot who I asked. What's the most expensive thing a fan ever sent you? She said a car.
Really?
Yeah,
who was that?
I can't remember. Because I asked that question to a lot of the girls. She said, yeah, guy sent me a car.
Nice.
Said I sold it and took the money and bought a cheaper car. But
Well, people have given you gifts as well. You've had openings.
I don't ask for them. I don't have an Amazon wish list.
What'd you just put in your mouth?
Besides, it snuck through the water.
Oh.
Oh, put it back in.
Oh.
They're kind of a Larry King-like EDF text inbox right now. There's a picture of Dillian eating a sandwich. Dillian gets his DoorDash, his gift certificates on Amazon. Bobby Tejas is furious with Iggy in his pronunciation of laptop. L-A-P. Lap.
Yeah,
L-A-P.
Well, I don't own one. So.
How often
I
should
do
you
own one. It's still back in Jackson's studio.
How often should you get new wedges? I'm a 20 handicap who plays an average of 1.5 times a week. Kisses Jackie Baby. That's from There Have Been Fingers.
That'll last you about 10 years.
The predisposition for many to rely on equipment changes to improve their game is one of the most brilliant marketing byproducts of the golf equipment companies. It will not fix your crappy swing and lack of time or effort to practice. Thank you. And I am here again to be tasted. But I want you to continue to do that because then you'll be active in my Venmo.
Well, that's why they come out with a new driver every year, every company. 'Cause they
Right.
know
It's
people are
amazing
gonna
how
go
the new
buy it.
technology works out every
Yeah,
January.
they find something new every year. Look, we got a new Carbon.
Just hit that slice a little further. That's what it
Carly
does.
had a Jamaican airbrush tee on her Amazon wish list. Nice of one of her fans to get it for her. That's from KG and O-Town.
Hey, you just keep poking the bear. Go ahead.
Open the bear, poking the bear, poking
Well, that's kind of what that was like. You got her a gift.
She asked me one day in the hall, can you bring this back for me? The one I have is all torn up and old. I need a new one. Can you get it for me? I said, I'll look for it. She asked me for a favor. I brought it back. That's what friends do.
Yeah.
They don't make fun of people you take care of that are your coworkers. Of course, you wouldn't
Just
know.
people
You've
said-
one day I want to hold a panda bear. I've only been in the building twice.
It's just
Know
that
a lot
people
of-
said you could get it off Amazon real quick. And you have to go to Jamaica, take a
But
heroin
I was
cab
going,
ride.
so why? I mean, sure you could buy it, but I'm not sure it's going to say Jamaica on it. Oh. What do I care? Am I going to tell her that?
I don't know. Don't get angry.
Am I going to tell her when she asks me? Yeah, go get it on Amazon. What are you asking me for? No, she's a friend. She asked for it. I got it.
Yeah. You came through in
That's
a big
what you
way.
do with coworkers.
Yeah.
You don't make fun of them.
No.
Of course, you've only been in the building twice. You probably haven't seen her.
No, I haven't seen her.
Yeah.
But
But if a coworker asks for a gift in Jamaica, you get a gift in Jamaica for that coworker.
Well, that's exactly what I did.
Yeah. Ice is back in your mouth again, too.
Yeah, just shoot it.
Tim, I'm calling my shot now. People won't want to pay because Iggy isn't and didn't pay for pick 6. That's from the weightlifting podcaster. What's he talking? I don't follow that.
Maybe for the golf club championship.
Oh, well, then you're not
Band
in if you
pin.
don't pay.
Mouth
so,
vomit.
That's fine. You don't have to be registered, but if you don't pay, you won't be able to play.
Yeah, and I pay for that. I don't pay for golf. Yeah, I'll throw that in your face.
So you show up at Gateway National and they say it's free?
I put in my 50 for the prize fund, but I don't pay for golf.
How is it you get to play free out there?
None of us paid for golf.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, me, Plowsy, Jackson, and Tim don't pay for golf at Gateway when we play in the Fan Page Club Championship.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm saving my money for a STL City jersey.
We all put in the $50.
Close.
For the prize fund, but our golf is comped.
Biff is texting saying he's been calling in and no one's answering the phone.
We're close to emails, though.
I was cutting audio, but Biff's got to call in earlier. Like we can't take a Biff call at 9:40.
He says he's been calling in all morning.
No, he hasn't.
He definitely
texted me at
is
7:33, said he's calling in, nobody answering. So sad.
He texted me at like 3 o'clock in the morning the other day. I got up in the morning, I saw, Iggy, can we get Biff and Show back on Hubbard?
Yes!
Oh, that'd be
yes!
Yeah, they don't do a lot of bartering here. They don't do a lot of buy your own airtime here.
Oh, I would do anything for Biff and Show to come back. Put that show on the weekends.
Heck of a little program.
Well, you poo-pooing my radio show?
I love the show.
I mean, you poo-pooing my music
Do
show?
both of them. I don't give a damn. But I love Biff and Show.
A lot of work on the weekend for me.
Oh, yeah. Well, so it sounds like it's out now.
I haven't even thought about it.
Oh, okay.
Why does anyone but Tim care if he doesn't pay? Tim's smart enough to not be surprised he isn't going to pay him. I'm not surprised either. Why is everyone else? That's from the Slippery Turtle.
Oh.
Do you even listen to the show?
I hate everybody.
Have you listened to anything we've talked about the last 2 days?
I hate everybody.
They're so ridiculous.
I mean, you keep bringing this up. We talked about it yesterday. And we talked about it today.
We give you free
and it's
entertainment.
not even any of your
3 hours a day.
Wild entertainment it was, especially the Explorer segment.
Not even any of your
That was
business.
That's no charge for this. It's just a free app.
How about
free
how about
entertainment.
if I just come to your mailbox and every time you get mail, I look at it. Look, his electric bill is late. He didn't pay his electric bill. Hey, did you pay your electric bill?
Nice.
I called Ameren. It's late. Pay it. Why don't you not worry about what I do?
Yeah, they shouldn't worry so much.
Oh. I got a call from
Somebody is blowing up. I can feel that
Iggy's phone.
vibration on
It's Iggy's
my
phone this time.
side.
I got a
of the
call from
table.
Springfield coming in. It says valid number.
Oh,
It's
Springfield.
Reynolds?
They heard about you dissing them down there.
The 988 number is probably Jock Tom Ladd. What can I do for you? Well, you're a week late.
You've had it with those
Slippery
guys.
Turtle says, I agree it's not my business, but I can state that I'm not surprised that you're not paying your debts. That's from the Slippery Turtle.
And what other debts have I not paid that you're not surprised with?
Slippery Turtle, the action's back on
And
you.
first of all, it wasn't my debt.
Fuck. He's going to try to get his witness off the stand.
How could it possibly be anyone else's debt?
Do you listen to the show too?
But you're the one who gets to play.
Stop being an ass, Doug.
I'm not even going to talk. I mean,
You've had it
one
at
of you
this
are
point.
dumber than the other one.
Okay.
Oh. Bill.
Tim, can I get your cell number? I'd like to text you when I'm trying to call in to tell you I don't have the energy to talk to you. Thanks. That comes from an emotionally exhausted caller Ellen call.
Ellen is emotionally exhausted at this point.
She called in a couple weeks ago and said she ruined the show with her call and that she was emotionally exhausted. That's what I believe that's a reference to. We all listen to the show. Your excuse makes absolutely no sense. A man pays his bets. So Harrison's brother Master, who with Mr. Elix is going to be deposing us all.
Right. You're not even responding at this point, just gazing out the window.
This topic's never going to end.
No.
Let me ask you a question, buddy. You went to college. Your dad paid your tuition. All right? 1 month, if you didn't pay your tuition for a 6-month period, you didn't pay it for a semester. What happens? You didn't pay. Dad, you didn't pay my tuition. I guess I got to pay it. Is that how it works?
Probably, yeah.
Tim, if I beat him in golf, I'll give you the money that Cletus gives me. Thanks, Steve. Wow.
Yeah, just make a date. I'll play you in less than 65-degree weather. I'll play today if you want.
Would you go out there today?
I'll go out the gateway and play in the
You're
day.
feeling good about your game?
No, but I know his game.
Oh.
That's why I'm going to give him 3 aside. He said he was at 25, so I'll give you 3 aside.
Well, that's eight strokes worse off than you. When you have to give him 4 aside?
Well, I don't know if he's 25. He doesn't have a handicap. It's like I take 2 off for not having a handicap.
Slippery Turtle says, I never used the term debt, but if you want to get into it, Iggy, you don't pay for golf. You use other people's money for bet backing, and you only pay for creepy presents for women who burn them after the witness video is finished.
Oh.
That's from the Slippery Turtle.
You even listen to yourself. Just how big of a douche you sound like.
Oh, no.
Why would I pay for golf if I don't have to? See, what you don't understand is it's one of the perks of this business. We get free concert tickets. We get to play free golf.
I don't.
These guys go.
We go on trips where we do a show. We get free travel. It's one of the perks of this job. Just like you, at the end of the night, I'm sure you get to take home a lot of the chicken McNuggets.
He career shamed him, Doug, right there.
That would be a nice perk. To be able to take home the chicken
That's what I'm
nuggets.
saying. But nobody's bitching. Hey, look, you don't pay for your chicken McNuggets.
Basically, the listeners do free work and don't complain about it. They don't care about anything else. I don't know why these listeners are so adamant about, if somebody said, hey, you can do this for free, do they go, oh, no, I need to pay.
Right.
I know you want to give me free golf, but no, I do want to pay these greens fees.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to be friends with Jay Randolph Jr. Did fairways and greens with him for off and on 15 years. We had a lot of connections. with Smitty and Walter's golf manager, we got to play a lot of free golf. And I still play a lot of free golf. One of the perks of this job and knowing people. I'm not going to apologize for that.
Nice.
Iggy, you want to come out? We're going to take care of it. No, I'd rather pay.
Mm.
Well, if that's you, then you're an idiot.
Oh.
Sad fats might be the worst part of the show.
You think all these people complaining are fat?
And sad, for sure, they hate their lives.
Well, they hate the program. They didn't like the cooking segment. They didn't like the pink jersey talk. They certainly didn't like us bashing explorers.
Well, I'm bashing. I just don't get the hype. Congrats, man. You want a cookie? I mean, you drew a map while you just followed a riverbed. I mean, Jesus, man. That's all you did.
Well,
congrats.
I found a creek down at the. Where's the place they used to bang the girls in the fort?
Brentwood.
Fort Melvin.
I feel like that needs
Melvin
to be
Park.
a shirt or
I
some
found a
sort
creek
of
down there
poster.
through the bushes. Anybody know there's a creek here?
Yeah.
Do you call it Iggy's Creek?
No.
I found it.
Someone else had been there before you.
Well, nobody knew it was there. I found it. I'm going to call it Iggy's Creek. I stumbled across it. I wasn't looking for it.
Like 99% of their exploration is them sitting in a boat.
Probably not.
Again, like, what do you want me to say to that? Awesome.
How about thank you for risking your life and going out and mapping the entire western portion of the United States?
Okay, what did it do for me? It didn't do anything for me. Why am I thanking them? We have a global world map that we don't need.
Well, this was like 220 years ago.
It was already there. They just
Yeah, it
happened to
happened
run
a
into
while
it.
ago. I don't know why we're still talking about it. It's like the 2011
What we need to do is talk about what Longo Biggs has going on, Doug. CD Longo. Longo Biggs, Injury Law, new sponsor here on the program. Just started this week. Got to know these
I
fine
love the
gentlemen,
name.
CD and Doug. What's that again?
I love the name.
Longo Biggs. CD Longo, Doug Biggs. These are loyal TMA listeners, and they are on board with the radio program. Local guys, as a matter of fact. Grew up in South City, grew up in South County, and a lot of people don't know what to do if you get injured. It is a confusing process. What they do is they take the hassle out of your hands. Now, a lot of these big law firms you hear from all over the country, what their goal is to do is to get you in with one of the names who you see or hear on television or radio, podcasts, and then all of a sudden when the time comes, you're working with somebody who's new, and the goal is to just get a settlement and then move on. Turn and burn.
Turn and burn.
Turn and burn. Well, you're always going to be able to get a hold of CD or Doug at Longo Biggs, and they only get paid if you get compensation, and they will go to trial. The goal isn't to just get a settlement. The goal is to get their clients the most that they can if you have been wrong. They get to know their clients personally and understand how injuries affect all aspects of their life. Giant out-of-state law firms don't care about their reputation in the community. These guys do because they are living in St. Louis, and they have built their own firm on their reputations. If you are hurt, you need to do what's best for your family. LongoBiggs.com is where you go. LongoBiggs.com. LongoBiggs.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements. Think about that. Now what are you thinking?
Yeah, I would never do that.
CD Longo, Doug Biggs.
Biggs.
That's right.
Turn and burn.
Turn and burn is what the big
What they
bugs
don't
do.
do.
They won't do it.
No.
Bill's wife just sent in a picture of Dillian Harper. Caption needed, please take my breath away. Sorry for late post. Lost track of time at the beach. I don't get it. Oh, and then under it's from Kenny Strode. Gorgeous, my friend. That's sent in by Bill's wife.
Well, thank you. I don't know why you sent it. I know I sent it. I know what I said. I don't know why you had to remind us and throw it in there.
You two are tight.
Bill's wife?
She likes a lot of my posts, and I just respond to hers.
Yeah.
I'm sure she likes seeing that. Gorgeous, my friend. Sure, it made her feel happy.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a problem with that, Bill's wife?
Cut that off.
You still holding out hope that you might meet up with Dillian again someday?
I'm sure I'll see her at some point.
The last 5 minutes of the show have been exhausting. Tim, are you reconsidering that New York or Denver job offer? That's from Mrs. Janny Shanahan. Doug, I don't think so at this point.
Well,
I think the
probably
offer's
ruined
off
your
the table.
reputation.
It's been
Yeah.
15 years on the New York deal. I don't know if it's still out there. The guy I turned it down and then wound up taking the job. His name's Kirk Jimenez, and if I'm not mistaken, he ran into some problems where I think he tweeted out what he thought were texts to a friend of the feather, a lady friend of the feather.
Yeah.
And then that caused problems.
Well, it would. No, I think normally if you get a job offer, they'll give you 15 or 18 years to come back and accept it or turn it down.
That's the statute of limitation.
Yeah.
Good morning. Are Bill's wife and Bill's hole connected in any way? Thanks, Flip Wilson.
Doubtful.
Not that I know
Couldn't
of.
tell you. They're both fake anyway, so what's the matter?
I think Bill's wife is a female.
Really?
Doubtful.
Yeah, I'd actually bet it.
Why?
Wow.
What makes you think that?
That's what I think.
It's unusual for women to take shots at me on the show.
Women usually love your style. You've got suave.
Well, they kind of get the show, so they have no problem with who I am.
Yeah.
God, Jackson, I'm probably going to owe you $20 on that Cardinal bet.
Mm-hmm.
How can we prove, though, that Bill's wife's a man or a woman?
That's the problem.
Because I'd be interested in betting it.
Call the number and see who answers.
Well, I mean, it can be.
Yeah, I've been fooled every time Timmy the Tickler calls, and I actually think it's whatever goofy name he gives me.
Yeah.
It's like, hey,
We're easily duped.
He's like, hey, it's Fred. I'm like, oh, Fred's on the line.
Why don't you just say Timmy the Tickler?
I don't know. I get fooled.
No,
I get
why doesn't
duped.
he just say that? I told him, Fred, it's me.
He enjoys putting
It's not
it
like
on
we're
us
not gonna get
right
him
when
on
we
the
answer
air.
the phone.
Yeah, some people are just like that. Get reps in.
This guy's a weasel.
Yeah, but I'm fully confident that Bill's wife is actually a female.
Wow.
I don't know if
God, I would
she's
bet
married
against
to Bill, but fairly confident.
I just can't imagine, like, a female sitting around listening to this show for 3 hours and texting in throughout, and that's what Bill's wife does.
Not a female.
I can see it.
Why? Who would do that? Women are smarter than that.
Maybe she's a bored housewife.
I don't know what she does for a living, but I'm
How bored do you have to be to listen to this and hear us trash Lewis and Clark?
Pretty bored.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. How hot was Buddy Zachary's dad? The dude was fat and he was wealthy. So I set my eyes on Hone E. Early.
Coney Ely?
It says, I set my eyes on H-O-N-E space E-A-R-L-Y.
This is Coney Ely just for fun.
Guy from Princess Bride?
Great marriage material. I decided to make my move at Burger Chef and Jeff after our indoor soccer game. I wanted to show him how flexible I was. So I put my foot on the counter and I was like, Mr. Robinson, could you help me take off my shin pads? As he did, I slid my crotch area against his hand.
Oh.
He was so turned on and went behind the fry vat.
Oh.
I thought for sure I had tricked him into marrying me. And that is a story of how I found out you can't get pregnant in your butt.
Oh,
even if your penetrator doesn't work.
Oh, come on. Jackson, you let that get through?
You made a Coney Ely reference.
Where did Hone Ely go, and where did Mr. Robinson come from?
Greg Robinson?
Great draft pick.
Second overall pick?
No.
Didn't turn out that great.
Lasted maybe a year and
You
a half.
put Greg Robinson on the left tackle, Jason Smith on the right tackle, and Doug.
You're set for years.
Nope.
A couple weeks anyway.
That comes from Chief. The first name is Doug, and then the last name is Zaho.
Chief Doug Zaha.
Just say it.
You want to talk about a team who fails to make the big move for a World Series win? Well, keep the St. Louis Cardinals out your damn mouth. I suppose 15 consecutive winning seasons means absolutely nothing. You want ballsy player moves? Not one other GM would have the balls to hold on to all the potential Hall of Famers in the minors and pass on proven players like Soto and Harper. Oh, and I guess you conveniently missed Nootbaar's bomb on the fifth pitch of BP the other day. Obviously, he's established. Who will the rest of the starting outfield be on opening day? Well, I don't know that yet, but I do believe in it. 12 and 23, that's from Connor McDard.
Connor McDard. Speaking of Bryce Harper, did you see that video yesterday of him walking to the airport? Somebody came up and wanted an autograph, and he didn't have a pen, so Harper gave him his left shoe.
Gave him his left shoe.
And Harper was walking around the airport with one shoe on.
How about that?
And this is the guy we couldn't sign. I'll never get over it. Ever get over it.
Tim is fishing buddies with him.
I was out playing one night, and he was fishing on late at night. Wait, was it 2018?
I don't know the years, Tim.
It was he's friendly as the day is long.
Yeah, I've heard that.
When he was catching?
He said it's a great spot. Have you played that? It's the Fazio course at PGA National. Number 11?
I've never
Number
fished
12.
there.
Par 5. Very gettable.
There's a lot of fishing spots out there on those golf
That was
courses.
his spot. Yeah. I saw him there a couple different times. He couldn't have been friendlier. Didn't give me a shoe.
No, you didn't ask.
Could probably have lived in it.
Here's a lure.
Can't wait to tune in to the Radio DJ Fantasy Camp sponsored by Munganess St. Louis Acura and Souter Appraisal, where a 65-year-old gets to come in and learn what hitting the post means while playing a unique mix of 50-year-old classic rock as well as songs by younger, attractive female artists that the host has been lusting after since they were teenage stars in the Disney Channel. Now I have a bone to pick with a bunch of people who I worked with in another city 20 years ago who didn't return my voicemails where I vaguely asked for a favor without providing any specifics. You see, I'm accustomed to being able to hook up my relatives with tickets that were supposed to be awarded to listeners, and I figured I'd use my celebrity status to cash in a favor from a place I haven't worked for 2 decades. But those MFers didn't even call me back. Could they be harboring resentment because I regularly trash one of their beloved colleagues on air? Or perhaps I'm just not as big of a deal in that other city as I like to think. Or maybe it's 2023 and people just don't return voicemails vaguely promising to ask for a favor. Anyway, I'm going to remember this, and I do remember things. Well, except for the time I was booked to call into a radio show but forgot and effectively faded the same people who I'm irrationally pissed at for not returning my voicemails. Thanks for the history lesson, Columbo. Buck Swope!
Oh, wow. Nice little email from Buck Swope.
Morning, guys. You'll forgive me if this isn't my typical lighthearted email. For today is not a day of laughter. Normally, I'd shoot a quick email about Iggy being urinated on, followed up with a joke about the guy that sat Indian-style rocking himself back and forth behind a stack of bedazzled bowling balls while Iggy made his wife vomit. But not today. Today, I'd like to pick a bone. So clear the lines and put your tray tables in the upright position because I'm about to crash this presentation. Yesterday, immediately following my second nap, which is conveniently positioned right in the middle of most people's workday, I took it upon myself to inconvenience 5 people I haven't spoken to in 10-plus years with a barrage of unsolicited phone calls demanding free tickets to the Springfield Bolorama laser tag tournament. And when you know it, not a single phone call back. Apparently, these people don't know what happens to those that cross me because old Iggy Strode here never forgets. So let me remind you of my kill shot resume. When Lana Rhodes ignored my 250 follow-up tweets asking if she saw my first tweet. Did I just let it go? Nope. I ruined her career by planting evidence in a text line of a local radio show, so Tim would have to see it after asking him to scroll up 6 times, and then he acknowledged the picture of her before quickly moving on to a new topic because it was weird and kind of obsessive behavior. Checkmate, Lana. When Prod Joe texted Tim to tell him that he thinks I'm being a weasel by not honoring a gambling debt nobody ever expected me to pay just to get a rise out of me, did I let it slide? Nope, I went on a rampage and obsessively scrolled his Instagram account that I'm not following to prove just how little I care about the 4 artsy photos of his shower beers and the 2 beautifully lit photos of his apartment and that other strikingly handsome selfie of him skiing in the mountains with friends and family. TKO, douche. When KG and O-Town tried reviving Pepper and Genie with material sponsorship dollars and a newfound groundswell of support that all started after he voluntarily spent his free time making TikToks to support me, did I let him make me money? Nope. What I did was critique his work ethic. And then, as a final nail in the coffin, I volunteered to do a free job where I'd spend my weekend coming into the studio to play music nobody wants to hear instead of accepting the sponsorship dollars to reboot Pepper and Genie. Rest in peace, bitch. So to those of you who didn't return my call, you will rue the day you met me. If you did indeed remember who I am, and sure, there are still some details needing to be worked out, but rest assured, when the time is not right, I will act hesitantly and effectively, making you look the fool in theory, but not in practice, in front of up to 3 people, including myself, in a forced, sloppy, blink and you'll miss it type of revenge. Thanks. Gotta get home to watch a pirate show.
Gotta go home to watch a pirate show.
Good email, except for the
nice little
lies. Me and Plowsy's still waiting to put the spots for the sponsors in the Pepper and Genie show.
Doug, that's what we have for the Design Air heating and cooling email today. What you got?
You know, Buck Swope has been on a roll, and he delivered another haymaker of an email today. But I got to go with the last fella because he went into a little bit more detail. Got to go home to watch a pirate show gets my vote.
They all kind of sucked.
Oh, not the last fellow.
I'm going to go with Doug Zahoer. Oh, whatever.
What? Chief Doug
I'm
Hoza.
going with Gotta Go Home to Watch the Pirates Show.
Okay, sure. I thought he'd win that.
Congratulations. You have won the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Jackson and I are going to go down the hall and deal with it. John Mazalek was on with Randy Character and Kerry Davis, so we'll have some of those clips. Darren Pang is going to join us. He watched the video of the five of us playing Chris Nagel, and he and Patty Maroon are next, and so we'll talk about that and also talk about the Blues and the trade deadline and last night's victory as well. That's coming up on Balloon Party on 101 ESPN, driven by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. Time for us to shut it down. For the Plow, for Action Jackson, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Elvin Vaughn. I'm Tim McKernan. This has been the Ryan Kelly Morning After, closing out the Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios.